Fine, I'll watch CoffeeZilla while I'm getting my stream ready. Why not? Does he copyright people? Copyright strike people? He better not, or I'm going to hell. Settings. Broken ass. Setup is trash. I'm getting roasted on TikTok right now. I am getting pounded on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting pounded on TikTok. I'm getting beat up on TikTok for defending AOC. How dare I? How dare I defend AOC, bro? How dare I defend AOC? Oh no, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so sorry I did it. Where's the CoffeeZilla video on Epstein? I don't even see it. Does he have a second channel? He must. Voidzilla. Cool, it's all coming out. Let me go on here. Live now. Post that up. What is your thought on illegal Mexicans? Well, I don't know. I'm not in Mexico right now. The laws of Mexico are not the laws of my country. CoffeeZilla is pretty popular with the mainstream, right?
It's all coming out today.
So.
The Wall Street Journal not only released an article, today they're getting sued as well for this article about Donald Trump's connection to Jeffrey Epstein. It's explosive. It's about a letter Trump sent to Epstein with supposedly a drawing
Are they really
of a naked woman by Trump, along with a little poem which talks about a wonderful secret that Jeffrey Epstein and Trump shared.
I've never seen a legitimate lawsuit from Trump. This can't really go anywhere, right? And Wall Street Journal, I assume they would not post that letter without good evidence and good backing. They have a lot of really well-paid lawyers. A lot of lawyers, baby. I doubt they would just go off on a limb and release it all shits and giggles, you know?
We will go through all the evidence because there's a lot to this. You are very silly if you jump to conclusions on a story this big with this wide of implications. Let's set the stage because we're going to take our time going through this. The president's behavior
only 16
during
minutes.
the run-up to this Epstein file leak has been absolutely strange.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
It's pretty boring stuff. It's sorted, but it's boring.
You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff.
You know, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama.
Even his supporters are like, well, why is he acting this way? It's so weird. All of a sudden it goes from the files exist to they don't exist to they're a hoax actually, and there's a bunch of phony stuff in there. This article, if true, explains a lot of the strange behavior. And we don't know if there's more that's going to come out, if this is all there is, but I'm going to go through the main allegation, and I will call it an allegation because Trump is definitely...
I mean, Trump's done so many different things, walking in the locker room of beauty pageants with underage girls, having really weird conversations about young girls and the way they look, their legs, their breasts, trying to get Ivanka to get breast implants, Trump talking about his 1-year-old daughter's legs being like her mother's, Trump saying he wishes he could have sex with his own daughter. All this weird stuff Trump has done, that's totally disqualifying before the Epstein stuff. If Jeffrey Epstein did not exist, let's say Trump never did anything bad. Trump never talked to Epstein. Trump never engaged with Epstein on this really terrible stuff. There is still enough in public to know Trump is a sex pest and a predator. But his supporters just did not really care that much.
Sue over this. He's already said as much. So here's basically the story. Supposedly, Ghislaine Maxwell collected letters from Trump and dozens of Epstein's associates for a 2003 birthday album. It was for his 50th birthday. Pages from the leather-bound album, assembled before Epstein was first arrested, are among the documents examined by the Department of Justice officials. So there are birthday letters to Epstein that supposedly have been seen by the DOJ. They have them in their files. And the one from Trump supposedly has a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker, and the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist. The Wall Street Journal goes on to say it's not clear how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside the outline of the naked woman was a typewritten note styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein. Voiceover.
By the way, anyone that says this does not sound like Trump, Look up old Trump. Look up Trump and Epstein going on the town together. Trump and Epstein blazing through parties together. Trump talking about Jeffrey Epstein and him going after girls and how Epstein likes girls on the younger side. Trump was like this. Trump called not getting STDs his personal Vietnam. Trump always has been this way forever and ever and ever. He might not seem like that now because he's like 90 years old, but trust me, this kind of conversation here, and it's kind of funny because MAGA, when this letter came out, they're like, oh, Trump would never use the word enigma. And Trump is too stupid to talk in third person. Like, their defense for Trump is that he's too stupid to do this or to talk like this, which is kind of hilarious. By the way, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I will take calls at some point tonight. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. More likes means more viewers, means more calls, potentially. Thank you for joining me. I'm streaming on YouTube Shorts right now.
There's more to life than having everything. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. And the final line is, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Obviously, that is an insane thing to write to what later would be found out to be one of the world's most prolific but there's also two lines in there which are horrendous. One, enigmas never age. That's just a strange line. It's a very incriminating sounding line. We don't know what it means exactly. And then also we see, may every day be another wonderful secret. Of course, this all written inside the outline of a naked woman.
If a Democrat had these messages, bro, MAGA would be calling for their instant imprisonment and execution, by the way. But also, let's say Donald Trump never did the weird stuff with Jeffrey Epstein, all the weird, really crazy, terrible things. The fact Trump was best friends with him for 15 years, 10 or 15 years, the fact Donald Trump did all this stuff, like going out with Epstein so intimately, looking for girls, having parties that they hosted, modeling contests that they hosted, and all that kind of stuff. Let's say Trump somehow is a really dumb person. He can't see, hear, smell. He has no five senses at all. And let's say he's just really good friends with Epstein. Do you think someone who did what Epstein does is normal when talking about women outside of that context? Do you think Epstein is normal talking about girls? Do you think Epstein is normal talking about having intercourse with women at parties? The fact Trump got so close to him and thought Epstein was the best thing ever. They were best friends so intimately. That shows you much of what you need to know, right? Because there's no way, even if Trump did not do the insanely terrible stuff, there's no way Trump did not engage in any terrible things regarding women and or young women or girls. You have to imagine in these modeling contests with 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, going in locker rooms, taking what they want, Trump bragging about grabbing women or girls whenever he wants to, grab them by the you-know-what. Any other person with these activities, you would say, I would not trust them around my daughter. Donald Trump, I would not trust him around his own daughter with how he talks about Ivanka and Tiffany. It's gross. It's pretty disgusting. And it's really scary when people hear him talk like that and they just dismiss it. Because I'm wondering, like, where does the care go for girls or women? You talk about defending women when it comes to trans athletes, but you have an actual person who has assaulted women, who brags about it, who's implicated very heavily with Jeffrey Epstein. And then all the protect women stuff goes away. Because conservatives only care about protecting women when they can hurt other people or hurt trans people. And that's the truth of it.
Kind of tells you what secret they may be talking about there. Now we're going to go over Trump's response, and then, of course, all the evidence, all the denials, what you may want to know before making up your mind. Like I said, this is not a story where you're going to want to snap to judgment. Even now, I think there's still a lot we need to see. But I want to go over Trump's response. He gave an interview with the Journal on Tuesday evening, and he denied writing the letter or drawing the picture. Quote, "This is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story. I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women," he said. "It's not my language. It's not my words." He told the Journal,
I've never wrote a picture in my life. You draw a picture, dumbass. You draw a picture. Trump owned yet again.
He was preparing to file a lawsuit if it published the article. I'm going to sue the Wall Street Journal just like I sued everyone else. What do we make of this? Before we jump into the evidence, before we jump into all the reactions, both public and of the people involved, let's just talk about what this could mean. The denial puts Trump in a very particular position, because if it later comes out and turns out to be true, it's worth saying the Wall Street Journal did not publish a photo of the letter, which everyone's been asking for. There are a lot of reasons not to publish it. Maybe your source didn't allow it, but that's a huge part that could come out that changes the whole landscape of this, right? If it comes out, it's very devastating because you wouldn't lie about something like this if you thought it was no big deal, right? The denial
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. The fact Trump said the Epstein files are fake. There's nothing there. Then Trump says, well, actually, there are Epstein files, but the Democrats manipulated them. You know, Democrats faked all the files. And also, if there was anything, think about it. Democrats would have used it. Biden would have used it if there was anything about Trump. But how do you have those things happening at the same time? How did Democrats doctor the files to make them about Trump, to put Trump's name in there, and then not use them? Why would they go through the trouble? Why would they go through all this trouble to put this fake information about Trump in the Epstein files if they did not use it, if they were not planning on using it? It's so contradictory. And the fact Trump needs to call it a hoax at this point means, and I'm not a conspiratorial person, it gave it a lot more credibility in my brain because Trump is acting so guilty. He's acting so damn guilty. And the stories don't line up. Blaming Obama and Hillary Clinton and whoever else for the files when Epstein passed away under Trump. It makes no logical sense. I mean, MAGA doesn't really care about logic, but...
Actually implies a lot of bad things about what the letter could...
Wait, drop a like on the stream. I have 23 likes right now, 23 on the stream, 300 viewers. Okay, drop a like. I'll take some phone calls. If you call the phone number up there, I will take some phone calls. Streaming on YouTube Shorts right now.
Mean. If you weren't worried about a story like this, if you thought the letter was nothing, you wouldn't deny it. You would just give no comment. You certainly wouldn't give an interview. So now we're going to talk about the reactions of the people involved, because it's worth saying Trump is not the only letter mentioned in here. And I think that's really important because in a story like this, you want to look to what could be corroborating evidence. So
it's so weird because couldn't Trump just release all the other names in the files and take the attention away? Because the MAGA base, they are really easily distracted by pretty much anything. Can't they just you could probably show a hot dog eating contest and they'll forget about this entirely. Couldn't I feel like that's what's happening. That's gonna be happening right now with all the what was it, like 1,000 FBI agents who were given the task of looking through the files for Trump's name. So 1,000 FBI agents were looking through the files trying to find Trump's name. Why did they need to find Trump's name? Why does Trump need to delay so long? Are they delaying so long so they can go through the files and remove Donald Trump's name, redact Trump's name, remove it completely, wipe his name from the files? Are they preparing like a full front propaganda push right now? It's very, very possible that we're, that right now behind the scenes, they're trying to make very effective propaganda and remove Trump's name while they delay, make us talk about other things.
Alan Dershowitz is cited in the piece having written a letter that included a mock-up of a Vanity Unfair magazine with mock headlines of who was Jack the Ripper, was it Jeffrey Epstein? Alan, a former lawyer for Epstein, does not deny this. He says, it's been a long time and I don't recall the content of what I may have written. Lex Wexner also supposedly had a letter in there. He declined to comment. Supposedly his letter was, I wanted to get you what you want, so here it is. After the text was a line drawing of what appeared to be a woman's breast. And then we have a former assistant who was not cited, who sent Jeffrey a letter. Oh, Jeffrey of Jeffrey, everyone loves you. Fun in the sun, fun just for fun. Pretty innocuous. And then, of course, we have Donald Trump, who denies, of course, the whole thing. So we have some non-denials, some people who just didn't respond. And then we have Trump. Trump's the only one who's firmly denying this letter so far, with him doubling down on Truth Social, saying, it's not my words, it's not the way I talk. Also, I don't draw pictures. I told Rupert Murdoch it was a scam and he shouldn't print this fake story, but he did. And now I'm going to sue him.
When Trump found out about this file, that's when he said Obama and everyone made it. So they know, like Trump knows that there's some information of some kind about him and Epstein. The question is, how deep does it go? How bad is it? And why does Trump need this to be suppressed so badly?
His third-rate newspaper. Now, a couple comments quick on
Why is
that.
he so shook?
One, the Wall Street Journal is not a third-rate newspaper. It's also not a super left-leaning newspaper. Not that that should matter in journalism, but I know people's media literacy, that stuff kind of does.
Yeah, Wall Street Journal, owned by Murdoch, the same person who owns New York Post and Fox News. That is not a lefty news source at all, bro.
Is kind of tip off their signals. It's unlikely they're going to publish something they know they're going to get sued for unless they have something. And so here's where I want to talk about a little bit of the circumstantial stuff. So Trump obviously states, I don't draw pictures, but turns out that's kind of not true. So in a book called Never Give Up, Trump wrote, each year I donate an autographed doodle to the Doodle for Hunger auction at Tavern on the Green. It's a great event. And sure enough, publicly you can find several doodles that Donald Trump has
does
done.
doodle.
Most of
He
these are
does
of
doodle, bro.
skylines, architecture. None of these are of women. Still, it's strange.
Okay, so lie number one. Trump said he's never doodled or drawn a picture in his life, and he has drawn many pictures, many public pictures that he donated.
To say I don't draw pictures when you very
True.
clearly draw pictures and they appear
True.
to be in thick marker, which is what you were accused
Trump,
of drawing them
Trump,
in.
what are you doing?
Now, none of that means anything, but it just reminds me a little bit of
That's a smile,
the
bro.
Prince
Now
Andrew
that's a smile.
denial. I don't know if you guys remember
That's
the
a smile.
sweat denial. A big part of
Sweat
the
denial.
interview with Prince Andrew was the denial that he couldn't have done anything bad because he couldn't sweat. So this supposedly falsified Virginia Giuffre's whole...
He couldn't sweat? That was the defense? He couldn't... that is kind of wild. The letter comes out about Trump, and his defense is, I don't even draw. Why would I don't even draw need to be a defense you run? I don't even draw pictures. Why would you take that as the way to dismiss it? It seems like if you have substantial evidence that the letter is not you, you don't say, oh, I don't even draw pictures, bro. I don't even draw pictures. It seems like that's a really weird way to attack it.
story.
I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time.
Oh, what?
So yeah, that was kind of this claim, like,
don't
hey,
sweat.
this couldn't be true because I don't do X.
It feels like the O.J. Simpson, the glove doesn't fit, bro. It feels like the glove for O.J.
But actually,
It
we
just
see
sounds,
that
it has the same
Prince
vibe.
Andrew actually does sweat. And in the same way, it's not perfect proof, but you really shouldn't say you don't draw pictures when being accused of drawing thick black marker pictures when you definitely
do.
draw pictures sometimes. I mean, it's just, and it's public. I mean, that's just kind
It's
of
just
a
weird. It's just weird,
an
bro.
obvious, devastating hole in
weird.
your whole argument. Now, again, I've got to say, this is just the basics. We do not have the letter, okay? I'm relying on the Wall Street Journal's reporting on this, and we're corroborating with different pieces of public evidence.
Again, they don't post this if they don't have good standing. The lawyers would not let this fly. The lawyers would not stake $1 billion on the line to say this. And Trump is suing for $10 billion or whatever, some stupid number. And I mean, if they are lying, who knows? I mean, they lied about the voting machines in 2020, and they got sued by Dominion. But still, I don't think they released this story if Wall Street Journal does not have good standing here. And I'm pretty sure this is real. I'm like 90% sure this is real, because the repercussion of posting a completely fake story here is probably close to $1 billion for them. If it were truly fabricated, I really don't believe it's fake.
Ultimately, we need to see if this was actually in the Epstein files. But there are some other stuff too that we
I
can
don't know
look
the
to
numbers, to be
corroborate
honest,
this story.
but
So we can look at the
big number.
bookbinder. So in the Wall Street Journal report, we see a very specific
Guys, call into the stream. Call in. The phone number's up there. Call in. Call into the stream. Call in. I'm waiting for calls. Drop a like. The phone lines are open.
and interesting corroboration. It says the book was put together by the New York City bookbinder Herbert Weitz, according to people involved with the process. Weitz listed Epstein as a client on his website in 2003. So here we have a chance to corroborate externally. Of course, it's not a full corroboration, but we have a chance to look to see, was it actually on his website, right? So if we go to the archive, we see in 2003 at weitzcoleman.com, we see a client list, and we see Jeffrey Epstein is listed on it with a different spelling of Jeffrey, I should note. And this says people for whom we have bound up books and
Jeffrey.
albums. This is another piece of circumstantial evidence that makes it hard to believe it's just fully made up. Now, you can believe something in the middle. You can believe that the letter exists.
Okay, I got a phone call.
Call from.
Whoa, brother. Hello.
Hi.
Howdy, what's up? Okay, nice.
And the Wall Street Journal saw it, and somebody invented it, right? Like, there are a lot of options here. But the idea that, okay, the Wall Street Journal is just fully
Good
inventing
call.
this story. They're releasing something with literally no evidence. They're just fabricating it all, but citing all these different people, citing third-party stuff that you can fact-check publicly. That's a piece of evidence to think about. Now, we're going to talk about the public reactions to this. We have Caroline Levitt, the press secretary, saying the Wall Street Journal.
Call from.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Howdy, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm alright, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Nice.
Your claim is Trump is a dictator. I was wondering.
He wants to be.
He wants to be. Also,
Yeah.
he's not. He's not though.
Not yet. He would be if he could be. He wants to be.
I'll love to hear your side of the thing. You can tell me.
So he threatens political opponents with denaturalization and deportation. Trump wants to lock up all of his political opponents for no reason or fabricated reasons. Right now, they're fantasizing about locking up President Obama. Trump does not care about Congress at all, really. He wants to do executive actions for everything. Trump tried overthrowing a Democratic election in 2020, and he still lies about it today. They have enemy lists. They have a bunch of really crazy authoritarian things, and he loves dictatorships. He talks about Putin and Kim Jong-un with a very big approval and praise. He views Putin as a brother. He said before he loves how dictators roll their people.
Well, he's mad
they
at
roll their
Putin,
people with an iron fist.
Well,
he loves an iron
like
fist.
Have you heard what he said recently about Putin?
Yeah, he said that Putin talks in a beautiful way, but he lies to him.
Putin
betrayed Donald Trump.
Right now. He said, I'm very disappointed in him, and I'm going to bomb Moscow.
Well, that was a thing behind the scenes, and Trump says a lot of things to look tough, but in the past 6 months, he's done nothing but cover for Putin. He's helped Russia's economy recover. He spread lies about Ukraine. Trump is Putin's baby boy, and he views Putin as like a brother or like a loved one of some sort.
Well,
he said, me and Putin went through so much together.
Yeah. I don't see. Okay, and I want you to respond to this because I would love for you to educate me. What is wrong with respecting other leaders from other countries like Kim Jong-un and Putin?
Because they're brutal dictators that torture their own people and violently starve populations and invade democratic countries.
Yeah, but you're trying to create a good relationship. Like, you're not trying to have problems. Because I remember,
why does Donald Trump talk shit about Europe and tariff Europe and Canada and Mexico then?
Well, that's because Europe rips us off, I think.
Okay. Then we need good relations, but it's okay to shit talk Europe. It's not good to shit talk Russia. We got to be nice to Russia.
Well, that's because we protect Europe with NATO, and they have to. Well, that was
Wait. So you said we need good relations, right? So we don't need good relations with NATO or Europe, only Russia.
Well, we already have good relationship with them because we protect.
So why is Trump? Why is Trump killing our relationships with them?
Even in World War II, but yeah.
Why is Trump currently tariffing Mexico and Canada, especially Canada?
Because every country rips us off.
That's a good trained answer, but why really? Do you know why?
I don't know, because they rip us off. I know Canada.
Our trade deal with Canada and Mexico, Trump made that trade deal, right? The USMCA, built off NAFTA. Does he not like it anymore?
I don't know about that, but listen, back to the.
I know you don't. That's why you have your opinions.
Wait, back to the Kim Jong-un thing. When Obama left office, Obama, he said to Trump, like the last thing to worry about is Kim Jong-un, because he's a big threat. And I think in Trump's head, he's trying to create a good relationship so there's no nuclear warfare. There's no, war going on. So I think it was good and he was the first president in U.S. history to walk in North Korea.
What came from that? What came from Trump doing that in North Korea?
No more threats. Fact check me on this.
No, they were still threatening America. They still threatened America. They still did operations. They still did missile tests. Yes, they did. Nothing changed at all. It got worse. During Trump's presidency, they actually tortured an American citizen to the point of malnourishment, and he died after being stuck in North Korea.
Okay, if what you're saying is real, I'm after this call, I'm gonna search it right up because
I'll find the guy's name.
I heard from the mainstream news and articles, everything.
And Trump said nothing about it really.
Right after Trump,
Otto Frederick Warmbier was an American college student who was in prison in North Korea in 2016 on a charge of subversion. Now Trump took office in 2017, but still Trump said nothing about them doing this to this U.S. citizen.
Was that after Trump went into North Korea and talked to Kim Jong-un?
No. So he got captured in 2016.
What do you mean? So I'm talking about when Trump did the balls thing. He had the balls. He went to North Korea. They were talking about, their relationship. They never had a good relationship. And it was just a foreign thing.
Why did Trump not criticize when North Korea killed a U.S. citizen?
I don't know if that's true. He hasn't criticized them?
You know that Trump actually defended Kim Jong-un when they tortured and killed a U.S. citizen? Trump defended Kim Jong-un?
Hey,
we got to defend dictators when they torture and kill American citizens now?
If that's true, Trump is an idiot. I'm going to research.
He is an idiot. I'm just saying he loves Putin. He loves Kim Jong-un for the reasons of ultimate power. When I say he wants to be a dictator, it's because he sucks up to dictators. He does authoritarian actions in America. He wants unidentifiable federal agents in American streets going after so-called illegals, which means pretty much any brown person nearby. He wants to attack universities and colleges and media companies for free speech on the First Amendment grounds. He jails college students for speaking out against Israel. So yeah, on many
I
grounds, he wants
agree
to be
with
an
you. No,
authoritarian.
on that part, I agree with you. I don't know why he's taking visas away for students who are
Because
just.
he wants to be a dictator. He's an authoritarian.
No, no,
He likes authoritarian power.
I have a different opinion on that. I think he's owned by the Jews, but that's another topic. But no, what were you saying about? Sorry, because you went really fast. No, the college things. No, he's defunding them because colleges are teaching gender ideology and radical leftist things to students, and he thinks that the U.S. taxpayer dollars should not go to that. You know.
That would be discrimination on a First Amendment basis, regardless. If you disagree with people, it does not mean you can just defund them.
Yeah, but okay, let me ask you,
Obama did not defund
your...
conservative colleges. Obama did not defund Christian colleges that were Christian-leaning and were conservative. Biden never did that. Trump is doing that and defunding based on political beliefs. And Harvard, for example, he wanted to force Harvard to have MAGA teachers on staff. He wanted affirmative action for MAGA teachers. It wasn't just because of that was one demand he made of Harvard. They backed off it because it looked bad for them, but...
Yeah, but do you want U.S. tax dollars? Do you want your U.S. tax dollars and mind you, everybody's U.S. tax dollar? Do you want that to go to gender ideologies and gender studies?
It wasn't going there. It was not going there at all. Where do you think the federal money was going?
I swear, Harvard is doing that.
That money was not going to pronoun class. Do you know where it was actually going?
Tell me. I want to be educated. Tell me.
It was going to biomedical research. It was going to scientific research. It was going to making new life-saving pharmaceutical drugs to save American lives and to make America a pinnacle of the global economy. So when we talk about money going to the universities, we pay them to do research. We don't pay private companies. We pay Columbia is a huge, world-renowned research university. So is Harvard. And Trump is trying to jeopardize that. And one thing we're seeing right now, scientists and the world's best minds are now leaving America in all-time high numbers because of the way Trump is treating colleges, college students, and also because he's killing funding to what makes America the pinnacle of the world, which is, our scientific research. And he's saying, oh, it's because they have pronoun class. That money from the federal government does not go to pronoun class. It goes to life-saving materials that help Americans every day.
How about this? I want you to answer this because you seem like a smart guy. If Trump was really okay, you're saying your claim is he's going to be a dictator. He wants to be. Why didn't he? Why didn't he place Project 2025? He hasn't even done it yet. He said he's not in it. Why hasn't he done it? Because I know Project 2025 is like a dictatorship.
What do you think Project 2025 is?
No, I know what it is. It's a big documents. It's documents of ban abortion federally, get rid of the Department of Education. Trump has already did that, but still, Trump hasn't banned abortion. What else? I forgot what's in it. He hasn't banned gay marriage. I think that was in Project 2025. So why do you think he hasn't? If he is going to be a dictator,
so Project 2025, the big goal with that is to roll back civil rights protections, to roll back federal jobs and government jobs, to give more power to corporations, to get more power in the executive branch. So we talk about the cuts Trump made. He wants to cut 80,000 workers from the VA. He's cutting our medical research in half by 50%. He cut our foreign aid programs, killing 14 million kids in Africa for pennies on the dollar. Trump is having a mass exodus of federal workers for our national parks and a bunch of other services, or FAA, or FEMA, pretty much every government agency. Trump is tearing apart piece by piece. For immigration, Trump got the Big Beautiful Bill, which installs surveillance software throughout America to track so-called illegals. Are you against
the Big Beautiful Bill?
100%. I'm just saying, Project 2025. Trump, just really quick, Doge, everything Doge is doing, all the really crazy stuff. So basically, just really quick, I can talk about the Big Beautiful Bill, but really quick for Project 2025, Trump has followed it to a T. I don't have everything right now, but the political maneuvers of Project 2025, Trump has followed pretty much 100% so far. And I'll do a longer stream on just that eventually. For the Big Beautiful, there's nothing about banning abortion federally in that. It was getting rid of the protections for abortion federally, getting it done at the state level, and then eventually pushing for bigger blocks to abortion. But when we talk about Project 2025, that is more of a system of governing where they destroy our checks and balances and destroy our ability to have any other like government agency or judicial branch or legislative branch have a role in government. It's about the unitary executive theory, which essentially gives the executive branch, the president, almost ultimate power over all branches of the government. Making everything be in submission to the president. It is like an American dictator philosophy and system of governing. And Trump has done that to a T. For the big beautiful bill, the taxes on tips expires in 2 years. It's limited to $25,000 in income. So that means if you have to, let's say you work a job that does that you get tips from, you get a standard deduction when you do taxes, right?
Sorry, go again.
Do you know how you do taxes with like a standard deduction? It's like $13,000, $14,000, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So to get the no taxes on tips, you need to itemize your taxes, meaning you lose out on the standard deduction. Unless if you make over $100,000, and even if you do make a lot of money, you can cap out at $25,000 only. But you need to itemize your taxes. So in doing that, you lose your standard deduction. It's basically not a cut for anyone who's not rich. You have to be wealthy to use the no taxes on tips effectively. So for me, for example, I need to itemize because I make income from my job, from YouTube, from DoorDash and stuff. So I still will itemize, I'll still itemize. And DoorDash, the tips on that are going to be counting towards this, but it's going to be a very small sliver of my total income. I'm not going to be able to save versus a standard deduction. If you make all your money from a wage, if you make all your money from a tipped job where you get tips, that is basically fake in the big beautiful bill. They did it really in a really sly way to make sure it doesn't really help anyone.
Okay, do you like $1,000 to a mother who is going to have a new baby? It's going to be a private account. And do you
No, that is so stupid. That is so dumb.
What do you mean?
Because they're cutting benefits from a mother right now. Mothers and kids need the support right now. They're cutting millions and billions from healthcare and childcare. They're cutting all these different services to give these fake political footballs that give them some media time. But $1,000 in an account is nothing. We need people to have help right now in America, not some bullshit political game where they say, "Oh, we're gonna have a fancy account with $1,000 in it, and maybe someday it'll help you." No, we need support for American families right now. It's another bullshit political game. We could go down the list of big beautiful bill bullshit. Big beautiful bullshit.
Okay, there's
and
no
we
way.
can strike each of the things down.
There's no way you're against how do I say federal money going to the border. I forgot how much. It was a lot of money going to the southern border to protect the southern border. Are you against that? There's no way.
The money in that bill goes to ICE agents going after innocent people. No one is against going after violent criminals or securing the border. The issue is ICE now has a you are very gullible. ICE now has a bigger budget than most militaries. ICE has a bigger budget than Israel's military. ICE has a bigger budget than Brazil's military. ICE is huge right now. They're doing facial surveillance on all of us to find the so-called illegals. They are detaining U.S. citizens on a regular basis because they're grabbing whatever brown person they could find who speaks Spanish or has an accent. ICE right now, the money going towards ICE is not needed. You realize ICE now has more funding than all of DHS combined other than ICE times like 50. ICE has more funding than our entire Marine Force. ICE has more funding than most things in America.
What's wrong with that? We haven't seen
because we're spending $50 billion to private prisons and to agents who are going after pretty much anyone, and we're taking money away from solving issues like trafficking. We're moving money away from trafficking, away from child abuse, and putting it into going after innocent people. That's why Joe Rogan is against it. That's why Theo Von is against it. That's why they're against it, because all the money's being used for the worst possible shit.
Okay, but you agree we have to deport illegal immigrants, right?
No one disagrees with enforcing laws and having the border be strong and going after violent criminals. We have an issue with going after people based on technicalities or taking away their legal status. Or for example, in Allentown, Pennsylvania, an 82-year-old grandfather, permanent legal resident on a green card for over 40 years. He escaped Pinochet from Chile, a very violent dictatorship. He was tortured there. He came here on political asylum. He made it to America, lived a long life here. Amazing. All right, amazing guy. I want that guy in America. He lost his green card one day. He went down to the station to get a new green card, and ICE detained him. They detained an 82-year-old man, threw him into a cage, all right, lost track of him, told his family that he died in ICE custody, and his family believed he was dead for weeks or months, and then it turns out he's in Guatemala on life support in critical condition, this 82-year-old. He ends up in Guatemala randomly. permanent legal resident, because they're not checking anything about these people.
I'm going to save this because I don't know if this is true or not. Because you may be
because you don't read actual news. You read fake news. His name is Louis Louis Leon. Louis Leon.
Okay.
Allentown grandfather. Ended up in Guatemala after ICE arrest, recovering from pneumonia now, which he definitely got in custody. Imagine how feral an 82-year-old is. Why would we spend $50 billion? Why is it a public safety emergency to not even check this guy's information to make sure he's actually the right person to get, first off? But also, just in general, what kind of public safety threat is it in America to detain an 82-year-old? What kind of person? Why do we need billions of dollars for ICE, a bunch of fat-ass Golden Corral raiders, to go in and detain an 82-year-old?
If he wasn't illegal, then he would be a threat.
Okay, listen again. Listen. He would not be a threat. Even if he's here illegally or undocumented, he's still not a threat. That's not how that works. It's not another class of human being. It's still a person.
Yeah, but you have to understand.
Although you have a legal technicality to say for someone, it does not mean they are a threat. That's not true.
I know, but you have to understand that Trump won on immigration. People voted him because
Donald Trump's immigration numbers are lower now than ever because of this bullshit.
No,
Even Joe Rogan's against him now. It's lower now than ever.
Joe Rogan is against him, really?
Yeah, on immigration, 100%. Everyone's turning his immigration numbers are underwater for the biggest margin in his history.
I think it's 41%, right? 41%
approval.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's really bad for him. It's his best issue by far.
That is bad. That is bad. But listen. We can agree. We have to deport illegal immigrants. We can agree.
The issue is, I would not install a surveillance state to track all Americans to find the people who are here and undocumented. I would go after the violent criminals, go after traffickers. I would go after making the border strong, fixing your immigration system. But first priority for the Trump administration is going after innocent people, getting high numbers for quotas to get high scores of detaining brown people. Stephen Miller has said this explicitly, and Trump has backed it up.
Why do you keep saying brown people? I saw on ICE's page they arrested like 12 illegal Europeans in one day. Why do you
amazing participation medal clap. The reason I'm saying brown people is because all the American citizens they have wrongfully detained for 5 or 10 days, these have all been brown American citizens, black or brown people. They were racially profiled.
There's a simple answer from that.
They were racially profiled by ICE. They did not, because ICE did not believe their citizenship documentation or their license. A person had a real ID, and ICE did not believe the real ID was real. They took them in and detained them, anyway.
Listen, most illegal immigrants come from South America or Mexico, so you can't blame ICE agents for
for racial profiling. Yeah, especially in places like California or Arizona, where a big portion of our citizens in these states are going to be Hispanic or Latino. 100% you can blame ICE for doing that.
No, Hispanics are already in California, like number one. They're the number
I
one
know,
race.
but you can blame ICE based off racial profiling. Racial profiling is not good, but in 2025 we're bringing it back.
Can I tell you? Wait, I'm a brown man. I'm Hispanic, and I saw ICE at Lowe's. I was right near them, and guess what? They didn't do anything to me.
You're one of the lucky ones. Wow, good job. You did
what?
it. You disproved the entire. You disproved all the other experiences. So what do you think? So why do you think? I'm not saying they detain every brown person everywhere. I'm saying they're encouraging high numbers of detainment because number one, they want quotas, and number two, they want to fuel the private prison system, which gets paid $100 per night per detainee. Now, with this 82-year-old in Pennsylvania, for example, that 82-year-old. How do you think we have a program so broken that they could detain him, not know where he is, say he died to the family? And this happened many, many times, by the way, with ICE. In the past week alone, we have like 1,000 stories. A 25-year-old U.S. citizen was just detained by ICE because he was brown. And by the way, ICE, if they have masking on and they don't have identification, we can't know who they are. They have no body cams. They have a lot of dumbasses who should not be doing anything in law enforcement.
That's for the protection of their families. They're government agents.
It's a public-facing job. No, government agents do not have the right to conceal themselves. If they are in my community with militarized equipment,
what law code is that? What is that?
We need to have a law that says they cannot mask up.
But it's not a law, right?
Like the FBI coming. The FBI does not mask up. If they come to your house right now and you say something weird online, they're not going to be masked up.
Wait. What law is that?
As an American, I'm telling you, I do not want federal agents being able to be unidentifiable in my town with a face mask on and no identification and no body cam. Any American who cares about freedom should not want that.
Okay, I have a feeling, did you think Kamala was a better option?
100% better than Trump. Trump is
dude.
fully
I'll prove
brain
you
dead.
right now. I'll prove you right now, and because I've been struggling to find a Kamala supporter. Respond to my claims. A number one red flag about Kamala is she couldn't separate herself from Biden. She didn't listen to the American people. She could have won, but there's on The View.
Donald Trump can't separate himself from Jeffrey Epstein, bro.
What? No, you're dodging it. Talk about Kamala. She couldn't separate herself.
I'm judging you on that,
Biden.
yeah, because separating from Biden politically is different from separating from Jeffrey Epstein when you're going to parties with underage girls with him. A little bit worse.
What? Okay, first of all, okay, it's a fact. Trump and Epstein were friends, but there's no evidence that Trump was, doing some sus stuff. He may have.
Really?
But okay, give me some evidence.
When Trump said his 1-year-old daughter has beautiful legs and possibly breasts like her
Okay, but
mother,
that's
when
not
Trump said he wants to have sex with his 14-year-old daughter, when Trump said he wants his daughter to get breast implants and almost forced her to, when Trump walked in the locker room of a modeling contest with underage girls in it, when Donald Trump said that his daughter has a voluptuous body and a very sexy body, and he wants to marry her someday. He wishes he could, but sadly she's his daughter legally. Like all these different things. And also, Epstein's his best friend. Epstein actually likes him pretty young, Trump said. Trump also said him and Epstein used to party all the time. Trump was on Epstein's plane at least 7 times. You think you could do all that, spend all that time, 15 years with Jeffrey Epstein, and not engage in any weird activity? You don't get any weird vibes at all from Jeffrey Epstein in all that time.
I forgot what year. I think it was in 1998. I don't know. I forgot which year. Trump kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his Mar-a-Lago because he was being inappropriate in front of women.
The fact every caller that talks to me thinks he banned Epstein in the 90s
He did.
shows how powerful the right-wing propaganda is.
I fact-checked it. He did. He literally kicked him out.
It was not in the 90s. I know that for sure because Trump did an interview in the 2000s saying he loves Epstein. I find that the year that he actually banned him.
It was some year, but he kicked him out because he was fucking touching women, fucking doing nasty stuff.
Do you think Epstein never did that in front of Trump while running a massive sex operation? The biggest in human history almost.
Kick him. Listen, okay, it's a fact. They loved each other. They're friends, in the 80s. I think 90s actually. But why would he? Trump knew it was wrong. No, he knew it was wrong. He kicked him out. So wouldn't Trump separate himself from the inappropriate stuff
Trump didn't ban Epstein. Okay, so Trump didn't ban Epstein until 2007. Jeffrey Epstein said they were best friends, and Trump wanted to separate from Epstein. Trump banned him in 2007 because Epstein went after his club member's daughter. Trump only banned Epstein when Epstein made it a public thing, going after Trump's guests at his hotel. When Epstein threatened Trump's bottom line and his reputation by going after one of his club members, then Trump had to cut it out. Because Epstein couldn't control himself anymore. But my question is, someone who does all these crazy things like Epstein's doing, how could Trump not know he's a creep all these years, all these 20 years he parties with Epstein? And also, why does he look so guilty when talking about Epstein right now? Why does he look so guilty?
I agree with you. He does look suspicious, and I'm disappointed in him. I could say that. We could agree on that. But anyways, I think it's the Jews. I think Israel is blackmailing our government, our politicians, but that's I know that's kind of radical for you probably, but yeah.
It's just really stupid too.
What do you mean?
The Jews.
What do you mean? Okay, wait, let me tell you this. Jeffrey Epstein, I forgot what Jillian, I forgot her name, Jeffrey Epstein's partner, his wife, her father was a Mossad agent. Don't you think that's suspicious?
Oh, they found him. The Jews hung up on him. Oh shit. The Jews hung up on him. I can't save him now. It was the Jews, obviously, just like he said. If you want to go on the podcast to find any angles to that, if you are anti-Semite, you're not welcomed here. Israel is separate from Jewish people. Please do not bring that to my house. My beautiful YouTube. Get on my yard. I want to get a tiny home in San Diego. Where's San Diego at? Is it a liberal? Is it a liberal town? Would you rather live in Florida, Ohio? What white people land would you guys rather live in? Florida, Ohio, Montana, or What's another good white person town? Ohio or Florida? That's good competition. Ohio and Florida are known for like the people there, I feel like. Pretty well known. Minnesota,
Your
that is a
call
white
has
town,
been
huh?
forwarded.
Nice. Callers.
Journal published a hatchet job with a fake birthday letter that's supposedly from 2000. Piece of evidence to think about. Now,
I could turn them both into plus.
I can't save them now.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Howdy, what's
If you
up?
want to go on the podcast,
I could hear my echo.
Yeah, I'm turning it down.
All right.
So what's up? You talking about Epstein? How about we move it to something with a little more substance?
Okay.
I'll let you pick whatever you want.
No, I don't pick anything anymore.
Okay.
I'm a liberal cuck.
You're a what?
I'm a liberal cuck.
Okay, that's fine. I don't care how you look at yourself. I mean, so
Thank you.
what is it that you're wanting to debate on as far as Trump? I mean, he's a dictator. I mean, is that what you want to debate?
He wants to be one.
But I would argue that he doesn't need to be one. What basis do you have to say that he wants to be one?
He loves dictators. He loves Putin and Kim Jong-un. He respects them.
Okay.
He respects no one else except them. He loves them.
All right. I mean, I don't see how that, you got anything to back that up. That's just an opinion. So what else you got?
He tried overturning a Democratic election in 2020 as well. And he still says it's stolen.
I would argue that the evidence is starting to show that it was.
Yeah, if you're brain dead, that hits really hard if you're brain dead. It hits real good.
Well, I mean, is that all you can do is, resort to hyperbole? Insults?
Oh, what evidence do
I'm
you
just
have?
brain dead.
You are brain dead, but what evidence do you have?
Well, I mean, I thought you wanted to debate in good faith.
Okay, if you're offended, I'm very sorry I called you brain dead.
I'm not
Please
offended.
prove you're
I
not
just
brain
thought
dead.
you wanted to
Okay,
debate
tell
in
me
good faith.
Tell me that's not bad faith. I just insulted you. Just say
Yeah,
your
you
point.
insulted me. I
That's
don't
not bad
understand. I
faith.
thought you said
Bad faith
debate
means I'm not
Donald
engaging in
Trump,
good
he's
faith
a
in the conversation.
dictator.
Like I want to have a bad. No, okay, that's not bad.
I don't
Okay,
know.
regardless.
I've seen some of
you
your
go.
videos, and I was actually coming to you with a little
Are you
bit of
here to
respect.
cry? Are you here to cry? Can you just tell me your
Do
point?
I sound like I'm crying?
Yeah, tell me your point.
I mean, dude, do you need a Valium or something? Do you need to calm down?
It doesn't work
You
if
take
you
a nap or
return it to
something? I
me.
mean, what's
if
your
you have
deal
to,
like?
if you have to turn it back on me, it doesn't work that well. Can you just tell me your point?
What do you mean it doesn't work that well?
What's
Like,
the
what are you
evidence
talking
that
about?
2020 was stolen?
The evidence that 2020 is stolen?
Yeah.
Okay, better yet, tell me this. How about you show me evidence that Democrats weren't trying to cheat in the election?
Every single court case Trump went to, they lost. They got laughed at the courtroom. They had zero evidence of anything anywhere in any state. There's zero court cases anywhere where they showed any evidence of anything that was fraud.
Okay, so how about all the mail-in ballots and opening up all the ballots past the operating times and stuff? Stuff in the freaking ballots and everything. Let me guess. That
never
count?
happened. It never happened.
That never
No.
happened.
Yeah, there were court
okay.
cases about it. In court, you got to bring evidence. They had no evidence of
Well,
it. It sounds good
I'm
on
really
media.
disappointed in you. I was actually hoping for a little bit more.
I'm sorry you're brain dead, but like
that's pretty sad.
the issue is
I'm brain
when
dead.
you go to a courtroom
Dude,
and
are
they
you
have
even
no
real?
evidence.
Like, are you on a
Like,
soundboard
can
or
you
what?
calm
Like,
down,
I mean, come on, man.
please? Calm down,
What are you
please.
gonna tell me to calm down?
Okay, so tell me why.
Are you tone policing me
Okay,
now?
tell me why I'm wrong. If there's a courtroom and they need evidence, and Trump gives no evidence at all, why would you believe them if they have no evidence except videos on social media?
What does it matter?
Because it's our
What does
country.
it matter?
If you love
Because
America,
it's our
you should care about the
country?
election being counted
Look,
right.
when
Yeah.
you got people that are intellectually as dishonest as people like you, who have no problems in their line and
Okay,
just
you're
throwing
offended
out
by
freaking,
me. I'm
one-liners.
not dishonest.
I'm not offended
You just
by
don't
you,
understand
okay?
the
I'm
facts of the
embarrassed by
case.
you.
So
I'm embarrassed
yeah, I know you're
because you still hold
embarrassed.
the
Very
moniker as an
embarrassed. I'm
American.
embarraed too.
Well, yeah,
So
I mean, because
when
I
we
don't feel
talk
like, I
about
feel like
when we
people
talk
like y'all
about
should
the
be,
proof of the election, why
classified
does
as
proof
being
offend
traitors.
you? Why does proof
Y'all
offend
should
you?
all be taken and
Calm
tried and thrown
down.
in prison.
Calm down.
At the
Calm
very,
down.
very least.
Hey,
What do you mean
calm
calm down? What's the matter?
Calm down. You're having a
What's the
breakdown
matter,
right
dude?
now.
Like, I don't understand why you
I
keep
asked
telling
you
me
for
to calm
proof.
down.
I
I'm
asked you
calm.
for proof once, and you have a breakdown.
I
Does
know
that
you
show
asked-
anything
you-
about your
you-
points?
I know, and you haven't given me anything credible about anything I've said except for
I just
like,
said
throw
there's
out
no evidence
insults and
anywhere
ad
of
hominems.
anything.
Huh?
I just told you the court cases about these different issues. The Trump team gave no evidence. There was nothing to even debate on those.
Didn't
If
give
there
no
was
evidence
evidence,
on what?
we could debate it. On any type of election fraud or manipulation or ballot stuffing or harvesting, there were recounts all over these states. We had a very measured way to do this.
Do you agree that investigations take time? That, you know, due to the fact that the administration switching over, that, you know, new information is becoming available and that new things are coming to light? Do you
Well,
think
Trump's
that's a
trying to
possibility,
arrest
or do
people
you
from
live
his
in a
administration that
freaking
said the election was actually
vacuum where,
real.
you know, you just get to I mean, dude, hey, you're the one with your talking points sitting there on a piece of
In
paper.
these
like
court
trying
cases,
to, you know,
they lasted a long time. There was very due evidence, or there was a due process
really,
for
you don't
doing
say.
research.
I mean, how long is the presidential run? 4 years, right?
It's just
So
said you
how
can't
long has it
provide
been?
one piece
4
of
years,
proof on
8
these
months?
things. You
Is
just
that what you're
believe
saying?
things no matter what.
Well, I mean, when you control it, when you control the information, I mean, you know.
No,
could-
the court
he's
filings,
right
the
what you
court
obviously can
filings,
do.
the court filings, and the evidence.
What
there
does
is
that
none.
matter, bro? You know how the court
Evidence?
systems go.
Why does evidence
If it-
matter? No, it's not the court
well,
system.
not
It's the
why
Trump
evidence
team.
Matters.
No,
You're
okay,
trying
no,
to
it's not the
add something in
courts.
my mouth,
It's
dude.
Donald Trump's team.
No,
Donald Trump.
it's about the process.
It's not the courts.
It's about
Donald
it's about
Trump's
the
team gave no
hey,
evidence.
Dude, you know, so
Okay,
what?
answer that
Like,
question.
You say he brought
Why
no
did
evidence.
Trump's
He didn't
team
bring
give no
that
evidence?
says You.
Why did Trump's team give no evidence in these court cases?
If he needed evidence, then why is it that everybody else is about to crap their pants and they're getting ready to roll out with a bunch of prosecutions? You know
What? What does that even
why
mean?
Why would you need that? You just watch, dude. I mean, you can see it's all adding up, dude. It's all getting ready to
It's
come
all
down
adding
like
up?
a hammer, man. You're gonna wake up
hammer?
like probably in a
Who?
week.
In a
Huh?
week?
You know, like Adam Schiff, from Adam Schiff to I mean, like all of it, dude. I mean, like
Yeah,
they're
bro.
just gonna go down and pick down the low hanging fruit.
It's gonna
That's
happen.
where it'll start.
That's happening. Yep.
You don't
That's
think so?
happening. I hope
You don't
not.
think so?
We'd be in a dictatorship
Well,
at
I
that
know
point
you hope
if
not,
that
because
stuff.
it'd be
if that
your
stuff
party's
started
butt in a
happening.
freaking fryer. I mean, if it did.
No, because
come to
people like
fruition.
you are really insecure and mad at the world, so you want
What do you mean
America
people
to
like
fall.
me? Let's
You would
debate
let
that.
America
What
fall
is
for you to
people
feel
like
better about
me?
yourself.
What is people like me?
Probably insecure. Probably not the best family life. You probably are really upset with America because America's becoming more culturally diverse. You're mad at liberals for having gender pronouns and gay people everywhere and trans people and whatever. You're mostly mad about that, so you want your guy to come in and wreck shit because you're mad at liberals being pretentious.
I think it's funny that you call him my guy. I mean, that's
Well, you're gay.
actually,
You're a gay.
pretty,
You are a gay.
assumption.
You are gay.
I'm a
Why
gay.
are you so gay? Yeah.
Dude, I mean, like, I ain't gonna fall. I mean, are you seriously gonna just resort to like crap like that?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, you almost sound so young, dude. Like, I couldn't even talk crap
Gay.
to you in full capacity out of
Gay.
the simple
Why
fact
are you
that it'd be
gay?
like beating up a special needs.
Why
kid,
are you
dude.
gay? Why are you gay?
Huh?
Why are you gay?
Like, what's the matter, dude?
Why are you gay?
You really ain't got enough to the freaking debate, do you?
No, it's hard to.
Dude, I'm
no,
highly
okay, I'll be
disappointed in
honest.
you, dude. Highly disappointed.
It's hard to
I
have
was
a
actually really
conversation with
expecting
you.
You gave Andrew Wilson way more of a fight than this.
It just seems
I mean,
like you have
every
a lot
time
of pain.
I come up with a point, all you do is add,
You have a lot of
throw
pain in your
insults and
heart.
shit. You
And I
show
understand.
exactly what kind of integrity
No, but
you
like,
have.
okay,
as
no,
a
no. I want to try to
man.
humanize you. I want to try to
Oh,
humanize
no,
you for a second.
no.
'Cause
You
spend
show
all-
exactly how
calm
much
down,
integrity you
calm
have as a
down,
man.
calm down.
Look at
Come on,
you,
calm
dude.
down.
Hey, dude,
Calm,
don't,
calm,
like, keep tone
calm.
policing,
Take a breath.
dude. Hey,
Take a
little-
breath.
take a
It's
little
not tone
estrogen, dude.
policing. It's not
Hey,
okay. Yeah, I will
that
take
is
all the
tone
estrogen.
policing. That is the definition of tone policing.
Asking
dude.
you to let me talk
Look,
in the conversation is tone policing.
Please tell me you at least know the definition of the words that you use, right?
You
You're not one of
don't.
those idiots that just throws them out and just
You
like,
thought
pretends
bad
like you know what
faith is
they
when I
mean.
insult you.
What do you mean? No, you don't. No,
Okay,
no,
calm down.
you are.
Calm
dude.
down. Let me
Like,
say
are
one
you
thing.
really doing that crap?
Let me say one thing.
Huh?
Let me say one thing.
Dude,
Okay.
I'd let you say plenty,
I
man.
feel
Go
very
ahead.
sympathetic
I'm
to
just,
someone. I feel very okay. I could tell that you're tired and exhausted having these political
I'm
conversations.
not tired and exhausted, dude.
No, but
Give
like
me
all
a freaking
these,
valid
no,
point
but
that didn't come from CNN, dude.
it's just really hard to deal with information in the world when it doesn't agree with you. And I know you're exhausted from battling
That's
that
not true,
closet
dude.
door.
I
You're
mean,
just fighting the
look,
closet
here's
door
the deal.
24/7. You can't get out the
There's
closet,
your
and the
truth
closet
there's
is so
truth,
strong.
okay?
The closet has
Just because
metal
you sit there
doors.
and say that
The
it's not
closet
true.
is
I
locked.
mean,
Your
you know what
closet
projecting
has
dude?
guards outside, and you're
Because
scared
that's
to come out the
exactly what you
closet
do.
for that
That's
reason.
what all your leftists do.
Yes,
24/7.
all the
I mean,
leftists.
you guys will take. You
24/7.
can't take responsibility for any of your freaking actions. Like
Calm
anything
down,
you do, even
dude.
when your
Calm
own
down.
freaking
Calm
party
down.
screws you
Calm
over,
down. We're talking on
you
YouTube
still
Shorts
cover
right now.
for 'em.
Calm down.
Hey,
Calm
dude,
down.
dude, why do you
Calm
keep
down.
telling me to calm
Calm
down,
down.
bro?
Because you can't talk like a. I know why you voted Trump, because you have
Andrew,
no emotional
man,
regulation.
Andrew really did spank your ass so
I didn't
hard
debate
on
Andrew
the freaking,
Wilson. I did not debate Andrew Wilson.
Crucible
You
and
don't even know
shit.
who you're talking to.
I mean, dude,
I was never on there.
I really thought, like I said,
I'm
I
not
really
that
thought
person.
that maybe you actually like.
You're
had
brain
a,
dead.
you
I was
know,
never on that show at all. I think you're a little drunk or something.
I was just trying to give you a little bit of credibility.
No, you're just stupid. You're just a very dumb person, and that's
I'm
why you
just
believe
stupid.
stupid
Okay,
shit.
you
Yeah,
got me. I'm
100%.
just
You thought I was the wrong
stupid.
person the whole conversation. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
have a good day. All right. Let's see another person. I don't know what I could say at that point. Usually people like that are just emotionally deranged, but the issue is they're winning in society, so it's a little painful. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. I have 124 likes. Come on, get more likes. We need more than 124. We need 200. Come on, we need more likes. Come on, guys. More likes, please. Please donate to Jolah Politics if you have a chance. Jolah Politics. Please comment, subscribe, like, donate, comment, subscribe. Jolah Politics. Coffee. Become a channel member. Let me look through if I have any super chats or anything so far. Thank you for watching. Ruby. Forget about the 85-year-old. What do you say about 300K children that are missing under Biden's watch? Spare me. That's not even a real number. But Donald Trump's moving money away from the kids to give it to going after the 85-year-old grandfathers. If you don't care about like an 85-year-old or 82-year-old being brutalized by ICE or the government, you're a big government cuck. Thank you for $5. You're a cuck, though. You're a cuck. Jordan, hey guys, remember to like and subscribe if you love hearing callers like this. We enjoy callers that show up crying and bawling like this short king. Keep up the content. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. Okay, who's next? I think you should definitely keep talking about why the 85-year-old grandfathers don't matter, though. That'll be a good political message for MAGA. Beat up the grandfathers. MAGA 2028.
Please leave your message for...
No. Okay. Nice, dude. Who's this person? Donald Trump is gay and stupid. Thank you for $2. And for saying whatever that is. Okay, callers. Come through.
Call
Hello.
from...
Whoa. Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Howdy, what's up?
Hey, man. First off, I got to correct you about Otto. He was taken under Obama.
Yeah, I know he was.
Yeah, and the only reason he was released is when Trump did his speech, the fire and fury thing that he did. And then after
Trump
that, he was
defended
released.
Kim Jong-un, though, right? Trump defended Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, that was after the fact that he released Otto and he got a meeting.
They killed Otto. They killed him.
They tortured him under Obama.
Trump never criticized them for doing that. Otto was not
That's
released
not true.
until months into the Trump administration.
That's not true. A month? I know, dude. A new president takes a couple months and got him released. Why didn't
He was dead.
get released under
The
Obama?
kid was dead.
Why was he tortured under Obama in the first place?
Do you think it's good that Kim Jong-un sent back a dead American to us that was tortured? Do you think
No,
that shows Trump's strength?
Obviously not, but obviously not.
It seems
but
more
what
like
would you want him to do?
seems more like an insult to America than anything.
Well, obviously, yeah, but what did you want President
So
Trump
Donald
to do?
Trump, you know what Donald Trump said? Trump said, "Oh, Kim Jong-un, it's not his fault Otto was tortured to death."
That's not true.
He said Mr.
That's
Kim knew
not true.
nothing about
If you
it
look
happening.
At if you look at his tweets when this all happened, he criticized...
As president,
the
Donald Trump said North Korea, Kim Jong-un was not at fault, that he had no idea this was happening. Trump covered for Kim Jong-un.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so he's a cunt.
He did say that. He said that, but... All right, first
a
off,
cuck.
you have to understand that he was trying to be a diplomat
I meant to say
at this
cuck.
point.
What?
Oops, it's okay. He was trying to, at this point they were meeting. There hasn't been one nuclear test since Trump has met Kim Jong-un. They have tested missiles, but they haven't had a nuclear test since that happened. I mean, you got to give him some credit. That was historic when he went into North Korea.
It was good for their
Historic. I mean,
propaganda.
no other president would have the balls to do that.
It was good for their propaganda.
Well, I mean, you won't ever. Would you? Can you at least give him credit for anything, or do you think anything he's done? Half the country voted for this guy.
The second
do you think
term,
everything What do you mean?
He's done nothing good the second term. The first term, the USMCA
that's
is
not
fine.
true.
The First Step Act is fine. He signed it into law. There's a couple other things from the first term. Nothing the second term, though.
Well, he's only been 6 months. I mean, he's literally just been 6 months. And first
Yeah, he's
off,
done a
I
lot of
think,
damage.
I think, well, I mean, that's only your point of view. I mean, my point of view, he's done a great job. He's the greatest president that we've ever
Well, all
had.
you care about is going after
And-
immigrants and trans people, so. Makes
well, I mean,
sense.
that's your opinion. I do like both of those, and he's done a great job.
Yeah, it's the only
That's
thing
what
you
we
care
voted
about, though,
for.
because everything else he sucked at.
No, I like lower taxes, and he lowered taxes. He got rid of no tax on overtime, which I'm an overtime blue-collar worker, which I appreciate. That's another promise that he kept. I mean, that's another thing is all he does is keep promises. You can say what you don't like because
Like
you're
no new
liberal. I
wars?
get it. I mean, yeah, I guess a 12-day war was pretty bad.
Do you itemize your taxes or
Well-
take the standard deduction?
I'm a W-2.
Okay, so this would not help you at all. The overtime thing, you have to itemize your taxes. You would lose your standard deduction. It doesn't really help
That's
you at
not
all,
true.
unless
Up
if you
to
make a lot of money.
$10,000. That's not true. That's not true at all.
It's only up to
You're wrong.
$12,000 of overtime pay as well. $12,000.
Well,
You
all
need
right,
to
that's
you need to
$12,000.
itemize to take these deductions. That's why they're fake. The
All
no
I
taxes
know
on
is
tips
this,
too.
This is when, all right, you're probably a very smart man. You sound like a smart man. That's great. But I'm a voter. You get one vote. I get one vote. When I vote for president, I look for three things because I think a president can control three things in my life: the gas prices.
Oh, well,
no
never mind. You
wars.
can no, never mind. It's you could take it with the regular, but the no tax on tips is a fake one. But this one you could do it without itemizing. It's above the line. Continue.
Dude, my life when Trump was president, stuff was cheaper, gas was cheaper. When Biden was president, when Obama was president, you were paying $4 gas and stuff was a lot more expensive. The only thing Trump hasn't done well is housing. Housing's crazy. I think I don't know what he could do with that. Housing just keeps going up and up and up. But
I don't think you care
know,
about inflation or anything like that, because grocery costs are at the highest it's been in American history right now.
That's not
Trump
true.
gets no blame
That's
for
not
it.
true.
It is true. It is true. Objectively true. I mean, you might not care
Inflation's
or
at-
look at your budget that much,
inflation's
but
at
like they are
2.4.
higher than before. But when it comes to tariffs, that's a tax on the American people, right?
It's yeah. I mean, depending on what the company does, but usually they pass it through the price, and yeah, the customer will eat up that price. But
Why does Trump
if
say
you
it's
always
not
look-
a tax?
Because if you look at what Trump says, he always clarifies and says, if you move your company into the United States, that you won't have to pay that tariff. Actually,
But Trump
And
says
there's
other countries
multiple
pay the tariff. He says other countries pay the tax, and we don't pay the
Yeah,
tax.
dude. I
Americans
mean,
don't.
yeah. Do you want me to sit here and say Trump never lies or never says anything wrong? I mean, he's
So it's
human
okay that he
being,
lies
yeah.
about very basic things? What
Well,
about when
was
Trump
it okay
lies?
with Obama? Was it okay with
Obama-
Obama
when
lies?
did
We can
Obama
play
lie?
this game. We can. Well, when you said
On
you
which
can,
issue?
when Obamacare, when you pass Obamacare, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Is one of the biggest lies ever in political history. I mean,
At the time, it was not a lie, but the program got changed in Congress, and it did not.
it was a
result in that.
lie. I mean, that's
It was not a lie. No,
that's in the
because
history,
Obama,
though.
the way Obama originally wanted that bill to go, it was the case. But Republicans killed they beat up a lot of Obamacare and the ACA to make it worse. But Obama did not lie about that. Republicans made that worse. But it's whatever. But no one cares about actual things.
But I mean, it was a lie, though, right?
No. When Obama brought his proposal, that was part of the plan. But Republicans screwed up the bill. Obama did not lie. The political process happened. That does happen sometimes.
Obamacare was never a big thing for me because I always did private insurance, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, health insurance is crazy in this country. The insurance companies are evil. I'm with you on that. But let me ask you this, man. You said you want to debate if Trump's a dictator. Let me ask you this: what's worse, Trump as president right now? You know who he is. He's very transparent. He has constant, press conferences. I mean, he's out there all the time. You know what he says he's going to do. You know. Or is it a bunch of people that you don't know who you didn't elect, who's just using an auto pen, signing orders after orders, and the president doesn't know what's going on because he's not even mentally there?
Do you know
What do
every
you think is
president
worse?
uses an auto pen?
Not the way that Biden did.
No,
other
every president
used,
does use an auto
pen.
pen the exact same way. Yeah,
No,
Trump signed
no,
every January 6th
no.
pardon with an auto pen.
No. First off, he signed January 6th in the stadium. Everyone knew what he was signing.
No, there were
It was
1,500 plus. He did not sign 1,500.
Yeah,
he signed
exactly,
the one for you
dude.
idiots to
You
watch
use
and
an
think it's
auto
the
pen
main
when it's
one.
something like that. No, but he signed the first one in front of everyone, so you knew what he was doing. No other president used an auto
It
pen.
was still
to sign
approved. Biden said
executive
publicly
orders
he was
like
going to do
Biden
the
did.
pardons. Biden said publicly he was going to do the pardons. The first one. It's still a very stupid
No,
point.
he did he pardoned his family on
Trump has done
January
interviews
20th while
since
Trump was
then
getting
saying
sworn in.
that Biden knew what was happening. It's just a very dumb point. And
Biden
by the way, the
Biden
deep
pardoned
state
his
is doing much
family.
more under Trump than it did under Biden. Why is Trump defending Epstein right now?
Well, I mean, everyone knew Epstein. Trump was on was friends with Epstein. The Epstein thing, I didn't even when. Well, first off, if there was something in there in the Epstein file, whatever, that could destroy Donald Trump, why wouldn't the liberals use it for the last 4 years?
You know that? Well, that's a good point.
Have you ever
why
thought
did
about
Trump
that?
say?
I mean,
Why did Trump say the files were made by Obama and Biden and their hoax?
I know you want to turn it back around on Trump, but can you at least prove my point?
Why did Trump say Obama and Biden made the Epstein files?
Well, I mean, the Epstein thing happened under Biden. But
No,
when
Epstein died under Trump.
No, Epstein died under Biden.
He died in what year?
I don't know the exact year, but I know it was Biden. It was
He died in
22.
He died in 2019.
All right, I'm wrong in that. You proved me wrong. Good job. Are you
Okay,
sure about that,
so-
though? Have you Googled it? Are you Googling it right now?
Yeah, I'm
pretty
100% sure he
died
died under Trump in 2019. Yes.
under Biden. I'm gonna have
And
to
then,
Google that.
then Trump said the files were not real. Then he said the files were made by Democrats, like Biden. Then he said there are no files because Democrats would have
Trump's
used
on the
them.
Epstein list.
So my question
If he's
is
on the
why?
Epstein
But
list-
here's the thing though. Why would Trump say Democrats made the files, and then say, oh, why didn't Democrats use the files? Why would Democrats go through all this trouble making files with Trump's name in them if they were not going to use it? That's a good point. So if the files had something about Trump in there, there's a good chance it was already there.
All right, but I mean, it's all confusing. I'm confused. I'm the biggest Trump supporter you'll ever meet, and this Epstein thing has confused even me because when he talks about it, I'm not gonna lie, it does seem
He
like
acts guilty. He sounds guilty.
it does. I'm not.
Who even cares
I'm
about
not
Epstein?
gonna sit here and
We should
defend
not
him
talk
on that.
about him. No one cares about him anymore. Move on.
But yet again, it makes me think if there's something in there that could destroy him like that, why wouldn't they use it to not let him be president again?
Well, to be fair, like Trump did say about his 1-year-old daughter, she has sexy legs like her mother and possibly breasts. He wanted to force Ivanka to get breast implants. He said he wanted to have sex with his own daughter. Democrats never ran on that before, so Democrats don't usually use that sexual stuff as like a campaign tactic as much as Republicans do. But Democrats, Democrats could have talked about that too. But why did they not use Trump talking like that in a campaign officially? But they're talking about Epstein
Well, they
now. It just
did. I
seems-
mean, they talked about him banging his daughter, saying he wanted to bang his daughter all the time.
Not that
mean-
much. There was never a vocal point like this is right now. I'm just saying Democrats, like, there's a
to
different
be
standard
honest,
there.
he does say stuff that is crazy, and I mean, I think about it just being like an older New York guy. I don't know, dude. He says stuff that's crazy, but it always just turns around to policy and like, does he make our lives better, or does liberals or the Democrats? And then you have to turn around, and if you hate Trump so much, you got to turn around and ask yourself, why are we getting beat by this guy so bad?
No, so
Why
like
did we
right
lose
now
two
with Donald
elections?
Trump, cutting Medicaid is a big one for a lot of people that they're upset about.
Yeah. I don't think they're
around
cutting
300 rural
Medicaid
hospitals are going to close down. Probably around 300 rural hospitals will close down. Around 300 of those, and then a lot of nurses and doctors are going to lose their jobs, and a lot of bad stuff.
I know there's a lot of bad stuff that people say that they're going to lose and whatnot, but we never, take in consideration that we are $37 trillion in debt, that we just continue to spend, and we never cut.
Trump-
Now, I agree that they're not cutting even in this big, beautiful bill. They're adding
They're
$5 trillion
adding more
to
than
the
any
debt.
president in American history. Trump, in his first and second
Well, it's
term,
not
Trump has
more,
added.
no, it's not.
You know, Trump has added 30% of our total national debt in American history. Trump has added 30% of it.
You can say that exact same thing about Obama. He added more
No,
debt
you
than all
okay?
the
No, when I
past
say
presidents.
that fact about Trump, 30%, there is no other president even close. Trump is by far the worst debt spender in American history as president. It's not even
Yeah,
close.
but
Other than Reagan.
you knew that coming in, though. Even Republicans and conservatives knew that coming in. If you wanted a conservative that was going to come in, and
I thought they were going to balance the budget. So he cut
Trump didn't do
Medicaid,
that
and he cut child care, and he cut child nutrition. He cut programs to keep little
He's
kids alive in
cutting
Africa for 14 cents, and we didn't even get a lower
Good.
national debt. We're cutting health care for
We shouldn't-
Americans, but we're getting a higher national
shouldn't-
debt.
We shouldn't spend a single dollar overseas for anyone else other than our people. And there's when they talk about it, and look, it's just
Okay, so in
who you
America, why are we
read.
not? Why are we cutting Americans' health care then? If you care about that,
American health. All right, first off, it's able-bodied people that need. If they're able-bodied, they
No,
shouldn't
that's
be
a
on
lie.
the
It's
government
propaganda
at
from the
all.
government. Don't trust them. They're lying to you. Look up Arkansas. Look up their program where you had to work to get Medicaid. It was a big bureaucratic line of red tape, paperwork to make sure people are kicked off the program over and over and over again. It always fails and gets repealed. Work requirements
No,
are fake bullshit.
Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, a very conservative man, he didn't like the bill because of that reason alone, because of Medicaid.
But they're lying about it. Trump broke a campaign promise there, right? Like, that's a really big one,
No,
too.
I think like anything in politics that you have to give or take. That if he wanted the tax cuts for no overtime, he didn't want no tax on tips. That he also had to give the
He had to
hard
cut
right
Medicaid?
that was, yeah, because that's hard. That's the Freedom Caucus. That's that side
The
of
freedom
the
from
Republican Party.
healthcare. Yeah, the freedom from healthcare. But still, he
Because
lied
that's
about that. That was a big promise. He was not going to cut Medicaid. He's lying about it right now. He says there's no Medicaid cuts at all, and it's just a lie.
Because he justifies it as it's cutting fraud and abuse and
That's
all
a
that.
lie, though.
And now well, that's the liberal bin of it. And then
No,
there's the
no, that's
conservative bin,
the
and then there's
Congressional Budget
somewhere in
Office. That's the
between.
actual Medicaid program. That's the rural hospitals that are going to be closing down right now, 200 to 300 in the next 2 years. That'll close down.
All right, but
that
you
is
also
all
can't say
independent
that they're-
researchers. That's the Yale Budget Office. That's Harvard. This is banks. This is everyone other than conservatives in America that agrees with me. It's not just a liberal
Well,
thing.
no, that's but you're
Even
you're
Josh
saying a
Hawley,
bunch
like you
of
said, even
liberal-
Josh Hawley, right?
Well, Josh Hawley didn't like the Medicaid cuts because he did say it affected rural hospitals and stuff like that. I heard him say it, and I listened to him, and I like Josh Hawley. But he did vote for the bill, and he said he voted for the bill just because everything else in it that he liked, and there was something that he didn't, but he still voted for it to pass the president's agenda, and that's politics. That's Democrats. They do the same thing on their side.
So like
here's the
Democrats wanted to give people more health care. They wanted to raise taxes on the
Well,
top
of course,
1%.
Democrats want to give everyone health care. They want everyone to come in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
country. and they
Good
want to
countries
give
do
everyone
that.
Phones and
Good,
money
good. No,
and
good
debt
countries do
and,
health
you know,
care. Good countries have universal health care. Australia, France, Germany, like all these countries have universal health care. We don't. We
Yes,
suck.
all those countries that rely heavily on the United States for protection and
No, actually,
and
Australia. To be honest, Australia is very cooperative with us.
Number
we
one
rely on
ally
them. They
to
rely on
Australia
us.
is the United
Australia
States.
is right outside of China and Southeast Asia. They're a huge military post for
We
us.
just-
like
we just
Australia
had a
and
huge
us work
military-
really well together.
We just had a huge military contract with Australia, and they bought like 40 submarines from us. I mean, they're our biggest ally.
Yeah, but we should have health care like they do. I think it's good to give Americans
But I
health
mean,
care.
I guess the real debate comes down to, you know, in our country, there's a binary. You got a Democrat and a conservative. We had Harris and Trump this time, and why? Let me ask you this: why did Harris lose?
Because Trump lies. Harris has terrible vibes. She couldn't talk very well in the current 2025 media on podcast. She looks like a fake candidate, like a robot. She didn't
agree.
do the things she needed to do. She was throwing the race with. She ran a good campaign considering Biden's corpse made her start the campaign with only like 3 months to go. Running a presidential campaign in only 3 months is insane. It's a very short amount
So
of time.
you would agree that Biden made a huge mistake to even run again?
Well, yeah. That's why Biden got kicked out, because Democrats actually admit when their leader does something wrong. So.
Do you think if they would have ran even a short primary that Kamala Harris would have been the candidate?
That late in the system, no. She would have been the candidate because they have to vote for it at the convention, and there's delegates that are elected by party members. So.
I like Josh Shapiro, to be honest. I think I could see myself voting for him. But
I think you would vote for a
no,
lot of
you're right.
Democrats. I think people are I'm not saying you're sexist or racist or whatever, but a very stereotypical machine politician, Kamala, who comes off terribly. She's also a woman. She's also not white, so that throws a lot of people off.
I can't go. I could never vote for a liberal. I could never vote for anyone that's on this crazy woke train, man. I'm not.
But
saying
Kamala
I
and
don't-
Shapiro are not that far apart at all. They're very close policy wise. So like I think the perception of Kamala as more crazy is because she's a black woman, or at least a woman.
No,
like,
Kamala
in
lost
general.
because she was Vice President Biden. Anyone connected to Biden would have lost that race. Biden was.
Well, she
I
still
mean,
did decent considering the circumstances, but her policies are far better than
Yeah,
Trump's,
but you also
no
got
one
to
cares
consider
about
that she was running against Trump, who just was convicted felon. I mean, look at all the stuff that was thrown at the man. That's one thing you got to kind of respect the dude. I mean, you got all this stuff thrown at him. He got shot in the ear, and he still won. I mean, there's just.
But he
even
won
though
by
you
lying
hate
to
him-
people. He won by lying to people. I don't care about Trump. Trump is too dumb for me to hate. I care about Stephen Miller, who's an open neo-Nazi, detaining black and brown people in America who are innocent.
Well, he's you might not like him, but he is a very smart man. Very
He
smart guy.
is a demon. He is a scum piece of filth.
he's a lawyer.
He
That's a
fantasizes about
lawyer
torturing
for you, bro.
people. No, Stephen Miller fantasizes about torturing people. Stephen Miller is an open white supremacist, like unironically. If you like him, it's kind of bad.
But you know where he started from, right? You know where
don't
he
even know.
became his fame. He became his fame because he defended the Duke lacrosse team. I don't know if you remember that. You might be too young, but the fake Duke lacrosse raping the black girl, and that was all a big scam. That's where he started from, and he was I don't know, but I don't know. Sorry to sidetrack there, but anyways,
he's an evil person.
I'll let you finish on something. Let's talk about 2028. Let's talk about 2028.
Right.
Do you see any candidate on the left that could, that's not insane, that could be a good candidate for president?
Yeah, I don't think any of them were best
old.
friends with Epstein. So like John Ossoff is really good. Josh Shapiro's good. Wes Moore's good. Andy Brashear's good.
I like Wes Moore.
There's actually a bunch of really good Democrats, to be honest. There's a lot of good Democrats, and Republicans have a bunch of like old, really creepy men who did really weird shit.
It's gonna be J.D. Vance.
Well, he's also funded by Peter Thiel, who wants the surveillance state in America, and he wants a dictatorship for the globe. So.
He's a hometown guy. He grew up right next to me. He is a good guy. I mean, I know
J.D. Vance is a terrible person, but he can lie to you.
Oh, he's
That's
not.
fine.
He grew up.
He is.
He's just a
on
smart
Theo
guy.
Vaughn, on Theo Vaughn, they talked about Peter Thiel and Palantir, a company that wants to put AI surveillance to scan us every day, and J.D. Vance acted all dumb like he knew nothing was going on. But Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance are best friends. Peter Thiel funded J.D. Vance's entire career. If you watch Theo Vaughn and J.D. Vance, even Theo Vaughn had to call him out eventually because J.D. Vance lied to his face. So you have to look into these politicians more.
I saw that interview.
Yeah, and Theo Vaughn knew he was lying to his face.
Well, if we have to pick someone that's not friends with some billionaire that funds them, I mean, we're going to be
No.
we're
Peter
never gonna go for anyone.
Peter Thiel wants a dictatorship in America. He is a modern American like Nazi. Look up Peter Thiel's actual
the
beliefs.
PayPal billionaire, right? That's who that guy is, right?
No, Peter Thiel wants us all to be part computer. He wants a dictator to rule over us in an AI surveillance state like 1984, and he views J.D. Vance as a key piece to get us there. That's why he funded J.D. Vance's entire career so far. But it's whatever. I don't care. Conservatives will vote for the 1984. I knew that was going to happen. It's very simple because conservatives are propagandized by literally anything because you're a bunch of dumbasses. All right, thank you for the call.
We're not dumb.
Well, I mean, the vibes are off, dude. I mean, we got to elect the... Oh, yeah. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. We have 565 viewers, 189 likes, 189. We need more likes to get to 600. If you enjoy watching my channel, please consider subscribing. If you enjoy watching my channel, please donate to Jolah Politics, Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Jolah Politics. I'm trying to get an actual studio here, an actual studio to make more videos and more like professional content. Really appreciate anyone that can help. Thank you, Sri, for $5 on Venmo. Thank you, Sri. Sri said cancel ICE. They are canceled. Vote blue. Thank you for $2 gold. Thank you for $2 gold. Really appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Another call. Peak estrogen. True, I have estrogen through my veins. That's how I'm able to not be brain dead like everyone else here. We should use that money here. But Trump cut the money here. He gave it all to ICE and the military. Well, it's actually good to have a surveillance state because illegals. An illegal is inherently a threat because they are an illegal. They are not human anymore in the MAGA definition. And it is what it is. They're both the same, bro. They're all the same. They're all the same guy. There's no difference between anybody, to be honest. Who is Vivek Ramaswamy? Why is he on my TV screen so much? Vivek Ramaswamy. Trump not like us?
Psst, I see mad people.
Wow.
Hey, catch up on the wall, y'all. Hey.
What is this, bro? What is Lincoln Project posting, bro?
Call
That's
from
crazy, dude. Hello? Howdy.
I hate niggers.
I'm proud of you, brother. I hope you get many happinesses in life.
I hate niggers and faggots.
Yes. My short king. My short king. My short king.
I'm
My short
actually
king.
average. I'm 5'10".
My short king. I'm happy you responded because you're actually insecure about it. I'm really happy you told me that. You're definitely 5'8" if you said you're 5'10", but it's okay. I'm actually 5'10". Yeah, sure, bro. Yeah, sure. Sure, you're 5'10". Every 5'10" person says they're 5'10" for sure. Because if you were 5'10", you would have said 6 foot, to be honest. So I know you're 5'8". Easily clocked. Are you even clocked?
Psst, I see mad people.
The Lincoln Project. Thank you, Lincoln Project. I'm really happy with this.
Catch up on the wall, yo.
Catch up on the wall, yo.
Catch up on the wall, yo. Bondi says they're on the desk. Where did they go?
Is this AI, bro? Is this AI? Catch up on the wall, yo. Pam Bondi said they're on her desk. Where did they go?
Catch up on the wall, yo. Bondi says they're on the desk. Where did they go? Pam down in the shredder room. That's what we know. Your story has more holes than your ghost in Mar-a-Lago.
What? Can Kendrick sue them? I mean, I'm in favor of the message, but can Kendrick please sue them for what they've done?
What's up with these lame excuses blaming Obama? Your whole party hates you, your hat, and your mama. How many names you got? What cat got your tongue? You forget your BFF Jack who likes some young.
Okay, this is a song Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, and the Lincoln Project is that like center-right, never Trump Republican PAC or like media organization, the Lincoln Project, and they made this, I'm guessing with AI. I'm in pain a lot.
Cover your ass and hide the files that you took. Come on, Donnie boy, let's take a look. Can we take a peek in that little black book? Can't cover up a cover up. It really makes you think redact all you want, boy. You running out of ink. Say Trump, I hear you like I'm young. So did what? Cat got your tongue? You thought the story ended now that old Jeff's dead. Better pray a prison cell has a tan in bed.
Man, I don't like it. I'm smiling. I'm smiling out of pain and disgust and depression. I don't like it.
Know the best
at
words,
all.
the best people, everything the best. So spill the tea on your besties from the lowly to express. Not the only politics with freak off miles. Certified cover up, certified Epstein files. Wop.
I'm just saying, I'm thinking of the really old Republican, former Republican anti-Trumper who saw this and said yes for the Lincoln dude.
Wop, wop,
The
wop,
Lincoln
wop.
Project.
Trump really sucks. Wop, 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 wop. I'ma do my stuff. You know Epstein was the plan's designer. Bet your Trump's in the files in bed with A minor. Trump not like us. 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 Trump not like us.
Again, dude, it's not good. I'm just hopeless right now. And any bit of light we can get is like finding an oasis in a drought, in a desert. And, okay. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. Oh, who said this?
Answer the phone, you little punk ass bitch.
Thank you. Thank you, sister. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. Donate to Jolah Politics and Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Really appreciate it. I'm trying to hit some goals to get a better setup. Appreciate it. This is a completely viewer-funded project. And I saw Hutch say that earlier, so I liked it. A completely viewer-funded project. The more you donate, the more I stream. The more I make videos, okay? Follow my TikTok, Jolah Politics, as well. Join Discord under my videos on my channel. Go on my first video and hit Discord. Join our Discord. Hang out with us. Okay.
Joining me now, Timothy Hafey, former federal prosecutor and former lead investigator to the House January 6th committee. Miles Taylor, former Homeland Security official in the Trump administration.
He's
And
pissed.
Adam Wren, national political correspondent for Politico. Adam has
He's
interviewed
happy.
far-right activist Laura Loomer.
Laura Loomer. Oh, she's beautiful. Wow.
Call from Boost.
Hello? Okay.
Who says the Epstein matter could consume the Trump presidency. We're getting into that, and I thank you guys for all being here. So,
Nah.
Tim, Trump is trying this multi-pronged effort to quell, if he can, the MAGA outrage. But he admits the Epstein grand jury transcripts will not give the base what it wants. And at the same time, his lawsuit against the Wall Street...
Well, we have 227 likes. 227 likes, dude. I might have to restart the stream to get... Okay, by the way, I appreciate it. I get kind of numb to the people watching. And I'm not like a huge streamer, but I appreciate you guys watching and showing up every day. Really do appreciate it. We were hanging out at like 700, 800 viewers the entire stream, which is really cool. I really appreciate it.
Journal that could just bring details of his
We're at
relationship
400
with
now,
Epstein out front and center. And you heard us play what Alan Dershowitz said. Do you envision a scenario where Ghislaine Maxwell is given use immunity to testify in Congress?
Immunity?
Yeah, Alex, impossible to tell what this Justice Department or this White House will do with respect to this story. To me, this reveals the stark difference between the standards by which politicians make statements versus the standards by which lawyers do. There has been talk for years about some conspiracy, some sex trafficking cabal. Prosecutors in the Department of Justice can only talk about...
Okay, wait. Here's that story about the kid getting detained at an immigration raid. Not a kid. Okay, I say kid because I'm the same age and I'm a child, obviously. But this U.S. citizen and Army veteran detained by ICE for 3 days.
A man's on his way to work when he drives up to the scene, and there's chaos and there's protests at an ICE raid on a California cannabis farm. And that's when things went wrong for U.S. citizen and Army veteran George Redez Jr. George works as a security guard at the Glass House Farms in Camarillo. And you can see his white car right here being blocked by a wall of agents. He exited his car and tried to tell the officers he was going to work legally as a citizen. Agents then surrounded his car.
And they said, nope, buddy, you're brown. You are brown and you're going down. ICE said that. ICE always says that every day.
Banging on his windows. George, he tried to back away from the agents, but was pepper sprayed. His car engulfed. He says,
I love my tax dollars going to this, guys. Detaining a 25-year-old U.S. Army vet, U.S. citizen. Amazing.
When he then was pinned down by 2 officers and then arrested. George was held for 3 days at the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown Los Angeles. No
3 days is
charges
crazy.
were filed.
I love all the conservatives talking like the same conservatives that said 2020, the COVID lockdowns were literally their biggest moment, their liberation moment. Their American Revolution was 2020, the lockdowns that traumatized them for their entire lives. And like now they'll say 2020 was the biggest thing ever because they're so pampered. It felt like a lockdown to them when they couldn't go to Chili's. They couldn't go to Chili's for 3 months. That was crazy. Government tyranny. But if the federal government sends unidentifiable agents to your workplace and they detain you, you're a U.S. citizen and a military vet, you know, it's only 3 days. I see conservatives saying, well, it's only 3 days. It's only 3 days. I mean, it's only 3 days for the government to violently detain you wrongfully. It's only 3 days, bro.
He had no access to an attorney, and he missed
But
his 20-year-old daughter's
COVID, wearing a mask during COVID, you guys started pissing
birthday.
your pants.
The Department of Homeland Security said in a statement, George Redez
I
was
can't breathe
arrested
in the
and he has
mask.
been released.
I'm a
He has not been
pussy.
charged. The U.S. Attorney's Office is reviewing his case, along with dozens of others, for potential federal charges related to the execution of the federal search warrant in Camarillo. George Redez Jr. joins me now.
How dare he
George,
drive a
thank
car
you for
there
being
trying
here.
to get
When
to
I saw
work.
this story, I mean, it's
Federal
hard to
crime.
believe what you experienced, because when you pulled up and you saw the chaos, what did you think was going on?
I kind of put 2 and 2 together that a protest was happening. I mean, the street was completely filled with people. It was a log jam. Cars lined up, people getting out their cars, and it was just a big crowd. So I kind of figured what was going on when I.
By the way, this person right here, Charlie Kirk, said people like him are illegal foreign invaders. Okay, they said illegal immigration. Follow the laws right, guys, and you'll be okay. But Charlie Kirk and MAGA say, oh, if we don't like you, you are illegal foreign invaders. We want to denaturalize you and deport you. And if you are black or brown in America and ICE wrongfully detains you, then we don't care because you shouldn't be here anyway. That's what Trump and MAGA has been saying. Now, to the mainstream public, they will tell them, oh, it's about enforcing laws. But we all know, people that pay attention and see what they say and do, we know that's not the case.
But as you're pulling up, I mean, you're a citizen, you're a veteran,
Yes.
you weren't a part of the protest, you were trying to go to work. Did you tell the ICE officers all this when you spoke to them?
It was the first thing I said when I pulled up to them and asked them and told them everything. I told them I was a U.S. citizen, that I worked there, that I was trying to get at work. I mentioned that I was a veteran. I told them all these things. I wasn't part of the protest. I'm not there to fight them. I'm just trying to get to work.
What'd they say?
They didn't care. They all just started yelling at me and started getting hostile. They just started getting hostile.
And we see, as in the video, what's going on in the car engulfed.
How many times do you gotta fail in life as someone trying to get in law enforcement? How many times do you gotta fail to become an ICE agent? Like, you couldn't be a police officer, you couldn't be in the military, you couldn't be FBI, you couldn't do anything that requires any type of work and commitment and skill or attention. You had to become an ICE agent, going after people like this, going for quotas. Imagine what kind of person even wants to do this job. What kind of person wants to detain 82-year-old green card permanent residents wrongfully, basically killing them, and wants to detain 25-year-old American citizen military vets? Like, what kind of person even signs up for this job?
You were pepper sprayed. You were also held for 3 days. There were no charges filed. You didn't have access to an attorney where you were held. What were you told during those 3 days about why you were there and how long you might have to be there?
I was told nothing, not a single thing.
Could you call somebody? Could you
They
talk
just-
to anyone?
No, they didn't let me call anyone. They didn't let me talk to a lawyer. They didn't even let me shower when I was covered in tear gas and CO spray and my body was burning.
That's unbelievable to think that you were denied those things. I mean, you have said
Like, let's say, you see how they're dressed right here? Like, you could do any of these operations without looking like a paramilitary force. You don't need to look like a military force in America on American streets. If you wanted to, you could be public facing. You could do an honest job. You could be confident you're not doing an illegal activity. You do not need to terrorize people and show up fully armed to the teeth and wearing full, as if you're in the middle of a combat zone. Like, they're dressed crazy, bro. And you know it's hot out here. There's no reason to do this, to be like this, to show up like this. There is a way to have these so-called raids without having it be such a story, without having it be so brutal and downright stupid. But they refuse to do it that way. They want a show of force on American streets. That's the purpose of giving ICE so much damn money, is to show the federal government can come in and do whatever they want.
that you were put on suicide watch. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. Just dealing with that entire situation and what had happened with that entire incident that day. And then on top of all that, just knowing that I would miss my daughter's birthday, that was the biggest one for me. It's hard, if I'm being honest. Just knowing that I will never get that chance to know that I wasn't there. Wasn't able to get her gift.
It is scary, bro. And all the conservative big government cucks talking about this and making light of it. That shows, I don't use the word white privilege, but it really does show the privilege of being an American white person to not worry about this shit. The same way the whites were like, hey, it's not a big deal. If you're jaywalking, it's against the law. The cops can beat you up if you're black. And they just don't give a shit. They're like, it won't affect me ever. It really is a sense of, it's intense privilege here. I think using that word is fine here. It's very descriptive of a group of people in America that don't understand why this would ever affect them. And they're so stupid, it eventually will, and they just don't know it.
So it's a terrible feeling.
Maybe they do know it. I don't know.
Of course. I can only imagine. I mean, what you
They are
were
nihilistic.
thinking at that time. And you are a father of 2 young kids. Your
That's so
daughter
scary.
was turning 3 while you were detained.
Random ass agents
George,
detaining
I keep
you.
going back to not only being a father,
could send
of
you
course,
anywhere.
a human being. You are a veteran who served this country. When you look and reflect on how you were treated in that moment or what's happened just a week later, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling every feeling in the book. I just can't wrap my head around it. I still can't wrap my head around it. I missed a lot. I missed a lot when they locked me up, and there was just a lot to deal with and a lot that happened. I just can't wrap my head around it, if I'm being honest with you.
Did you expect, when you said you were a veteran, to have been treated differently by the officers?
No, it shouldn't matter if I'm a veteran. It shouldn't matter if I was a citizen or not, or the color of my skin. no one should be treated that way at all.
Yeah, so he's a 25-year-old American citizen. And when MAGA says illegal alien, or they say we got to go get some aliens and detain them because they did something illegal, they are making another classification for human being. So it's like you hear a story about immigrants getting into, they're in an ICE van and there's a crash, or an immigrant got sick and is dying in a alligator Alcatraz or another detainment facility, or another camp somewhere. And the question is, oh, are they legally here? As if the question when the big government comes down with unidentified agents and detains someone and brutalizes someone and terrorizes someone. The idea that the first question should be, is that person an illegal alien? And it's like, hey, you just went up and beat these innocent people. These innocent people, they're not public safety threats. And you're like, oh, they came in illegally, so they're criminals. People don't use criminal that way, ever. They use criminal for violence, for someone who cannot be in public without being a threat. But the conversations we have, it really makes it clear, where it's like alligator Alcatraz, that's crazy, that's messed up. The government should not be doing that. And they say, no, it's okay, they're illegals. We can do whatever we want with them. They are animals. They're here illegally. They are not like us. They're not the same people. They're not human. They are aliens. They focus on those words to dehumanize for a reason. And for the more moderate people in America who think, oh, they're going after the violent criminals and they want to shut their eyes off to the reality, they assume alligator Alcatraz is for violent criminals. But in reality, like 99% of the people there have no criminal history and no violent crimes whatsoever. But illegal immigration in America, the illegal status, undocumented status, whatever you want to call it, is their justification to treat a class of humans in America as subhuman. As another group, they can do whatever they want to. And that's their justification. But the truth is, government should not be able to kill someone. Government should not be able to violate rights. It doesn't matter who you are, what your legal status is. Every person in America drives a car over the speed limit, has done something. Every person does something illegal eventually. Jaywalking, whatever it is. We should not let the standard be the government can do all these crazy things to someone if we deem them undesirable. If we say the state, that's the point of the Constitution. No matter what law Congress passes, no matter what law is enforced in America, there are some rights that cannot be violated. The Constitution is a protection from government tyranny. But conservatives in America are more than willing to give it a pass whenever it's on their side. Zero principle whatsoever. Unreasonable searches, they're okay with it. They'll be okay with taking away Second Amendment for people they don't like. I guarantee you. First Amendment, take it away from someone because they don't like them. Fifth Amendment, Eighth Amendment, all these different unreasonable treatment, torturing, all the stuff our Constitution protects against, conservatives are pushing for it right now. And they are justifying it. They're justifying eroding our freedoms by focusing on immigrants, calling them illegals, and making them into another class of human being. And that's how they're getting it done. And we need to stand up against it any way we possibly can. It's kind of crazy.
Especially without questioning or just for no reason at all. Just because their emotions got the best of them. No one should be treated that way.
George Redis, thank you for joining and sharing what has happened. I'm sorry.
It's scary.
What you
Nice,
have.
dude. Okay.
It's really shocking to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. Drop a like. We have 253 likes. 253. I'll take some more calls. Please get me to 300. I need 47 more likes. I appreciate all of you for watching. Again, an update for the schedule and for my goals. For my goal to get a new studio, I'm at 6%, almost at 7%. It's a $10,000 goal for the end of the year. So any money you donate goes to that goal. So yeah, we're at like $600 something. So it's a slow grind. As I keep growing, hopefully we can get more people to donate. Really appreciate you if you donate. And if you're just watching and drop a like and subscribe, you really help out in the algorithm. I definitely appreciate everyone who's here to watch every single night. Really appreciate it. I'll be on tomorrow to stream. I might be on Tuesday and Wednesday from a hotel room, but I'll be traveling. So I won't be back in my usual setup until Sunday. So I'm gone Tuesday to Sunday, but I'll stream again tomorrow to make sure I can get another stream in.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. What's up? You're live.
Live? Okay. I just want a question for you. If that's all right.
Okay.
Glad you interrupted me.
Ask away.
So, let me get my words. So you're talking about illegal immigrants, and I just have a question. It's like, what do you think about having illegal immigrants in this country?
We need to fix our immigration system in general. It's not a top priority for me. My top priority is going after crime, if we were going to focus on that. But most Americans agree with me. There's be a path to citizenship for people here already, some amnesty programs. I'm in favor of things like DACA. But yeah, we have to fix the actual immigration system. And you could have strong borders and have a real immigration system that works. And I don't want to spend billions of dollars deporting people.
All right, thanks. That was a good response. Thanks. You have a good night.
Okay, thank you. Have a good one. Okay. Weird calls. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. I don't know. I have a call-in show on YouTube. I get callers. They are weird. I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. It's not my... Whose mans is that, bro? Whose mans is that? Whose mans is that?
Breaking Point's saga and the Schultz crew about a lot of the stuff that we discussed, and so I thought you and I would sit down. Since Sagar actually asked some good questions.
There was a lot of criticism from the, quote, independent, or not non-independent media. And they were like, well, Trump is going on these podcasts to kind of whitewash his reputation and basically to not face, like, quote, tough journalistic questions.
Yeah, it just depends what your expectation.
Joe Rogan did not ask one question about Epstein or conspiracy theories. Rogan did ask about the 2020 election, and Trump had zero proof at all about it being stolen, and Joe was asking. But in general, you would think Joe Rogan talks about all these conspiracy theories. You would think Joe Rogan would ask Trump, the guy, the Epstein best friend, about Epstein. But Joe Rogan did not do it.
Journalism is. If you're in front of me, I'm going to ask you the things that I'm curious about. People are like, why don't you ask him about Epstein? I'm like, oh, so he can give the same fucking answer he's given for the last 2 decades?
You know, when we had Trump on, people were like, why didn't you ask him about Epstein? I was like, so he could give the same answer that he's given 100 times about being with Epstein? Like,
why do you ask a politician any question when they've already answered every question 100 times during any other interview? Well, you ask the question because they keep a track record. What did you say over the years?
Yeah, it's a new audience too. If the idea, it's a new audience. Ask the same question. It's a new audience. The point of going on new shows is to show them to your audience. Of course, they're going to use you for your audience. And your audience may not have seen them answer that question before. And I'm sure they were asking Trump other questions that Trump got before, that Trump answered before. It's not like they asked a bunch of new questions. I mean, Trump's probably been asked every question in the book at this point.
What did you say over all this lengthy period? And more importantly, what did you say to me? And then we have more evidence of them stating a specific thing. Or if there's a change, then we can look to this point and be like, well, he said this initially. You get a track record. And unfortunately for Trump, he doesn't have that many times where he's been asked about Epstein, surprisingly.
Personally, no.
No.
I think his team has been asked
That is
more
true.
than
him.
I have 3 things I wanted to ask him.
Yeah. That's crazy too, because I said before, Trump never runs away from a good story, right? Trump always goes into the controversy to get more viewership, more mass appeal, a bigger chance at a bigger headline, right? And on Epstein, people just don't bring it up around Trump. And when they do, Trump acts so freaking scared, bro. I've never seen Trump act so shook in his entire life about anything other than Epstein. So if they never bring it up, I assume when they're having the interview, they ask, hey, is anything off limits in this interview? And I assume they have to say Epstein a couple times, because why else would they not talk about it around Trump that much? It seems like they would ask that question. It's Epstein's best friend for 15 damn years, bro. Even if you ask, hey, Trump, why did you eventually ban Epstein from your property? Okay, give him a softball. You can still talk about it.
So I wanted him to acknowledge he was going to protect IVF. It's obviously important to me. It's how my wife and I were able to conceive.
He's been asked about IVF dozens of times. You asked him that, but you didn't ask him about Epstein. Why? Because for you it was important to get him on the record and it mattered to you. None of the questions that you chose that were seemingly important to you or whatever were first time. So that's why when you say there's no reason for me to ask him about Epstein, he's already answered. It's like, no, he hasn't answered that often, really, truly. And there's also opportunities for follow-up questions. We're like, okay, you will release it. Okay, well, why did in your first term, why was it your attorney that you elected the one who gave Epstein the sweetheart deal? That could have been a fair question to ask too. So there's follow-up ways where you can make that a value. But to pretend like there was no value in asking him anything related to Epstein seems a bit odd since you claim to care about it so much.
Andrew, you specifically have come under a lot of fire recently as the podcast bro, the guy who like led the way for Trump, but now is apparently having some regrets.
You don't know that? Trump had no support until Andrew said he was going to lose.
It's funny, I know.
He was like going to lose.
Okay, but well, let's put it this way.
your support base is every single audience combined for you. So you can't say, oh, you brought him onto your show, that's why he won. Of course not. But you have a big platform. They have a huge platform on Andrew Schultz's podcast, right? Huge audience. So obviously you add to, if someone's 50-50 in the polls, you can give them that 0.1%. You can give them something to push them over. It just makes complete common sense, right? Why would that even be? Oh, no one knew about Trump. Like, that can be an argument in some cases, but not when you give a platform to someone like Trump, a political presidential candidate, and you selectively answer you ask him softball
I
questions.
wouldn't say it swung the election, but I also wouldn't say that it wasn't not unimportant to have
True,
Trump
yeah, I
on
agree with
all
that.
of these.
Which is what we said. Yeah. Right? Akash did the same thing, was like,
You know what I'm getting a lot of? You talked to him, you platformed him, as if he was at 0%. And then we talked to him and then he won the election.
At the end of the day, did you participate in his improving image? Yes.
I'm not saying that you're the only reason, the sole reason that he won the election, but
You are you're not the reason the problem got into office, but you are definitely part of the problem. Don't run away from that.
yeah, you had influence. It's fine.
I'll tell you why it's up for grabs. Because we're allegedly this big MAGA podcast, and Pete
You
Buttigieg
are
comes
a
on and has the
pretty
biggest interview of
big
his
right-wing
career.
podcast.
Not our biggest interview of our career. His biggest interview.
How can you say you have no influence, but you just gave somebody the biggest interview of their career? You understand what I say when I don't understand their whole claim of like, we didn't influence
True.
anything? It's like, you can give somebody the biggest interview of their career, but you can also say you didn't have any influence.
For me, I think one of the reasons for the rise in podcasting.
Thank you so much, Terry, for $10. Terry, MAGA is the present-day know-nothing party, 1844 to 1860. I don't know anything about them, actually. I might look that up then. Thank you, Terry, for $10. Thank you so much.
Opposed to like normal or traditional media is that you have people asking questions that they're authentically interested in instead of asking questions that like they think that their boss wants them to ask or they're worried their base wants to ask. Because now you're not even curious in the questions you're asking them out of fear of retribution from your audience, and now you're captured by your audience instead of your own curiosity.
Okay. And I think this is the intersection between podcasters, comedians, and political commentary. I completely understand this stance when you are talking to an author of a book or to your favorite video game player. Fine, ask what you're curious about. But when you're talking about the president of the United States who's on the election trail with the opportunity to be in the powerful seat, you have a bit of a civic duty to your fellow citizens to ask the stuff that's important. I get it might not be important to you whether or not Medicaid is cut, but for a lot of your viewers who it may inform their views on this matter, the fact that you don't ask is, I think, a bit weird.
I think
Aren't these guys Canadian too? Aren't they Canadian and more informed about? I mean, that makes sense though. Canada has a lot better people, education. Okay. Do you guys in chat? Do you think the average American or the average Canadian is more knowledgeable about American politics and the American political system? Do you think Canadians are more knowledgeable about America than Americans are? About how our politics works, about how our government functions? What do you think? I feel like Canada knows more than we do on average per person.
And maybe we hold them accountable for a lot of things because journalism nowadays is so much horseshit that everybody's looking other avenues and other platforms that are not journalists, and we kind of hold them accountable to the same standard.
50-50.
And I don't think we necessarily should. I believe that he could invite Trump on his podcast. He can ask whatever question he is. He's not a news outlet. Whereas a podcaster, even though they have a lot of influence, they don't have a mandate to anybody. They don't know the citizen.
Okay, what about Australia? I feel like Australia would know a lot.
To do a journalistic report and ask the right questions.
You say they don't have a responsibility because they're not journalists. I say they have a responsibility because they have influence, right? You may not operate like a journalist, but you shape public perception. You shape public image. The reason why journalism and all this stuff, when they do these interviews with Fox News or whatever, it shapes public image is because they're asking the questions that's going to make the viewer understand who this person is.
By the way, I'm getting torn up right now on TikTok. I put up a post defending AOC for her vote against Marjorie Taylor Greene's amendment on Israel. That was going to block, I don't think it was actually going to do anything, actually. Maybe blocking defensive, equipment, but the munitions would still be sent to Israel to do what they're doing. So AOC voted no on leaving Israeli civilians defenseless, I think, which is the right move politically. And I just said essentially, AOC cares about this. You know her stance. Sometimes you got to let her cook a little bit. She makes pragmatic decisions. You know she's on your side. Don't tear her apart. There's 422 Congress people you can focus on who are not on your side to change their mind. But I put up a post saying hey, try to be pragmatic. Understand she's in there. She's in these rooms. She understands a little bit better than we do some of the dynamics. This vote was symbolic. It was Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's actually anti-Semitic. She actually hates Jewish people. That's the only reason she cares about being anti-Israel at all. She doesn't care about Gaza or anything. Thomas Massey, pretty much the same thing. But TikTok is cooking my ass right now. I'm not gonna lie, they're cooking me on TikTok. My TikTok is Jolah Politics. But it is annoying the moment you criticize the online left. I think there are plans from Russia and China, to be honest, to kill the online left movement. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I feel like they're plants. They're plants. They want to make us fight each other over stupid things. These online lefties cannot be real.
It is. Podcasters have just taken that spot. Whether they like it or not, they've decided they've thrown themselves into the political ring. That's why it also speaks to the fact that Trump decided to not do a lot of journalist settings in terms of interviews. Because he's like, why would I do that when I go here, get softballs, easy interviews, and I get to shape public perception? So there's a reason why he did all those podcasts.
So to that, I'm saying he still doesn't have to do it. I believe that as a podcaster, you have the right to ask the right questions or not. A journalist, you have to. That's your job. Podcaster, don't have to. I wouldn't hold them more accountable to, or you have to ask the hard questions.
You're saying I don't hold them as accountable. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. I'm saying, do they have a responsibility? Those are different. That's all.
Yes, to a lesser degree, but yes, they do.
So that's all. It can't just be, I want to ask what I'm curious about.
Okay.
I want to do the thing that I like. Okay, but we're coming on an election cycle where a lot of real world problems are going to maybe happen to your viewers, and all you want to ask about is fingers and toes?
The left independent media that I have
That is crazy. It is crazy.
They have a theory that the podcast guys were basically taken for a ride. Look, Trump knew that he
They
wasn't
were. Did you guys see Mehdi Hassan on Jubilee today with all the literal Nazis? It was a really uncomfortable watch, to be honest. I feel bad for him. I mean, he killed them bad. Like, he dominated like usual. But that Jubilee was crazy.
He wasn't going to get asked anything that he might. He basically wanted to use the audience to convince them that he was a normal dude and get them to vote for him. It's like, to the extent that you think that happened, speaking generally, like to the...
Oh, we hit 28,000 subs. 28,000 subs, guys. 28,000.
The Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan and Nelk Boys, and he obviously used that to some political advantage. Look, I'm telling you guys, this did happen. Like, I had multiple Trump interview requests in, and they were basically like, no. And I heard it off the record. Yeah. It's like, bro, you're going to ask him 2 hard questions. Like, this, it was quite literally told to me, right? Yeah. Now, I think, there's a reason he's going on Theo Vaughn and all, and other places, because they didn't think that was going to happen.
And that was actually true for a lot of more serious...
Someone said we need the squad to have more solidarity. AOC needs courage. Well, I think AOC does have courage, but AOC... The thing is, we live in a democratic country, a democratic republic. We elect representatives. If you want AOC to take Chuck Schumer's Senate seat someday, you need her to be somewhat savvy politically. So she says often that being politically effective is morally correct. You're not morally correct if you're not effective. So you can say the right thing, but just saying the right thing doesn't get results. So she's playing a very careful game on how to approach things politically so she can be in higher office. And she should not jeopardize that if she makes the calculation, especially when this bill is symbolic. All right, she already calls it a genocide. She puts up posts about it all the time. She talks about it nonstop. She's probably the most pro-Palestinian member of Congress, like in the top 5. Going after her, being mad at her for this, calling her a Zionist, an evil Zionist, is really bad and cringe and terrible to do. Solidarity would be saying, hey, AOC, I don't agree with you on this vote, but I think you have a bigger plan here. We know your heart's in the right place. We know you're moving towards a goal where the situation in Palestine ends someday. You are pushing for that. AOC, we trust you to make some decisions that we may not know the best thing about at all times. Rashida Tlaib is very ineffective politically, though. You can like her politics. She's not effective whatsoever. Cori Bush was not effective politically. Jamal Bowman was not effective politically, nearly in the same way AOC is. It's like comparing a bunch of former WNBA players to Caitlin Clark. It's just a different level of skill in the way that she is able to approach politics. So if you have an issue with it, that's fine. You can complain. But making her public enemy #1 on Twitter for a week straight is very stupid. There's much better things to talk about that we can focus on with advocacy. AOC makes votes to try to move things in the right direction. And yes, I know Israel bombed the Catholic Church in Gaza. I did see that. They think it's retribution for Catholics supporting ending the war in Gaza and also visiting, I think, a church in the West Bank. I saw something about that. Gaza's also starving a lot of people right now. Or Israel is starving a lot of people in Gaza. A lot of Gaza civilians are starving right now, having organ failure, and they do shoot a lot of civilians indiscriminately and children. They're still doing that every single day, going to aid trucks. So keep on talking about that for sure. But on these votes brought up by Marjorie Taylor Greene, these are some votes you would abstain from in Congress, and you need to take a little step back and just give AOC some credit getting to where she is, that she might, just have a different strategy here. Just let her cook a little bit.
journalistic channels where they would ask questions, they didn't have a chance. So when you say they don't have an obligation or responsibility, I'm like, I would.
Someone said I'm pretty far left, but the cynical style political commentary has played a role in undermining democracy. Do you mean? Yeah, I mean, I'm very pro pragmatism. I support Zohran Mamdani and I support like Chris Murphy because they're both effective. They are very far on the political spectrum away from each other, but they are pragmatic and very effective, and they would work with each other if they needed to, and they would work and find compromise. But I don't support like Chuck Schumer for the same opposite reason, because I don't think he cares about that at all, and he's bad for the party, and he's very ineffective. So, yeah, I care about pragmatism and getting things done. So I would support. I'm definitely Democrat, progressive, or social democrat, or whatever. I'm not a socialist, but I can work with them. I'm still progressive. It just depends on what group you're talking about.
I agree if we lived in an ecosystem where journalists had access, podcast.
You're left, but you're pragmatic, and that's good. I want lefties, Democrats, and whoever else who's pragmatic in my audience. We need to get more people on that train, being realistic, but also aggressive. I'm a lot more aggressive than your typical liberal, your typical centrist. So I do have a little bit more spice on that end. I'm just not fully on the radical anti-establishment train. I think there needs to be some type of liberal democracy establishment. But it's a long conversation.
Didn't do those spots, and it's for a reason.
Yeah.
So when you
like just really quick, Brad Lander in New York City, who endorsed Zohran Mamdani, he is what the very far left protesters or activists call a liberal Zionist, a liberal progressive Zionist. All right, and he was instrumental in Mamdani getting power, and Brad Lander would vote for ending what Israel is doing right now in Gaza. You need to be able to build coalitions and ally with people if you want to get things done. You have to be effective.
Become the substitute for them, even though you didn't have that coming in, you kind of taken over their spot, and now the questions never get asked.
You know what it is, man? No matter what happens, it's hard to.
Someone said the only thing AOC is good for is cooking in the kitchen. She can't even run her district in New Jersey. Hey, you should Google what state AOC's from. You very intelligent person.
Or understand, or that you were used, because you think you did that thing.
Yeah, stand up for your neighbors.
You
True.
did.
Yeah.
You invited him. He went. You asked a question that you wanted to ask. You did whatever you have to do. But it's hard, even for me. It would be if I put myself in Schultz's position. It would be hard for me see that I could have been a tool.
Really?
I could him being him. I can understand that it's hard to admit. In the history of proving someone wrong, bringing facts to someone, and how we could have, it's never changed their opinion or their mind.
I disagree.
Most people, they don't use facts to base their opinion. They use their feelings to make their opinion and their facts. Sure. But anyways.
Yeah, no, I actually put your second point. And this part, if you go watch any part, this part is probably the most important. Sagar asks them a great question.
Final one, which I think is a very interesting question, is around vibes. And so the biggest critique I have seen, and I'll be honest, I even fell victim to some of this, was you guys were voting on vibes, not on policy. Not you specifically, but this contributed to the vibe-based election, where you encouraged people, or got people, everyone was in a headspace, where the vibe was that Kamala and Biden were awful, and that Trump was awesome. So to the extent here that there is regret, was any of it, quote, vibes-based in retrospect?
If you remove vibes, I would say culture.
Yeah.
A specific, like, they invited me to go to the inauguration, and I didn't go to the inauguration.
Good move in retrospect.
But in my opinion, was like, if I go to the inauguration, I'm endorsing everything about you, right? I'm going there and celebrating this moment. It's like, no, you have some ideas that I would like to see implemented, and the second you don't implement those ideas, I'm on that ass. And if you do implement them, I'm going to praise you for implementing the ideas that I believe are good. Sure. But I think when you start going to the events and you start dancing and that kind of shit, then it makes it very difficult for you to hold that person to the fire.
Yeah, which is what we're watching right now. There's a lot of podcast guys who went to the inauguration, and now it's all very tepid, right? It's like, oh, well, I wish, it's terrible, and they have bad advisors. And I'm like, well, it's not just the advisor.
You know what I like about this moment? One, the mention of the whole vibes thing, because a lot of people don't look at policy, they don't look at track record, they don't care about none of that. They don't really want to care about competency or nothing. They don't look at the first term, they just whatever they feel. And I like that Sagar brings it up. And I also like what Andrew said. Andrew said what? I didn't go to the event. Why? Because I didn't want to look like I'm endorsing him. So Andrew's threshold for what endorsement looks like is I go to this event and I do the whole socializing thing, right? Which Joe Rogan did, a lot of other people did, cool. A lot of other people's idea of endorsement is running a really softball interview. Andrew sees the problem with having too much proximity to the thing where it starts to affect you.
But when you don't ask the proper questions, you do not have proximity. You have a little proximity with you when you act like you're chummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Andrew Schultz is such a weenie, bro. He's so weak and pathetic. So he'll give Trump a softball interview, but the moment he can get criticism for his actions and go in person to the White House, he doesn't want to be tied to it. Like, oh, Trump might do bad things and I'll be there, my face will be there. And but it's okay to give him influence on his way to the White House. But once he's there, hands off. I mean, I was never involved in this. Really good point.
So yeah, see, that's a good point.
We see it with all kinds of platforms. We see it with the ones who interview Kamala. Like, do I believe that Shannon Sharp endorses Kamala Harris?
Someone said
you watch 10 minutes of that interview, sucking her off the whole time and asking easy questions. You do that.
Yeah, true. Kamala looked terrible on that Shannon Sharp podcast. That's when I knew she was gonna lose, bro. I mean, I thought she was gonna win. I didn't think America was that stupid, but still, I knew she was gonna lose after Shannon Sharp podcast. She comes off terribly. Someone said something I wanted to say. Wait, are we watching a guy react to guys reacting to another guy? Yeah, it's called the internet, you idiot.
The same thing for Trump.
No, someone said we're Nazis, we ban people. I mean, if any channel does not talk to the other side, this is not the channel to say that to. I hope you know that.
Whether you did it for Kamala or not doesn't matter. My whole point being is that's the perception that people gain when they watch an interview like that. When I watch certain news outlets interview Kamala, or when I watch Fox interview, it's clear they're endorsing him with how they're framing the interview.
I mean, CNN gave Kamala a really tough interview. Fox News said Trump is the Messiah, bestowed upon, God gave Trump magical biblical holy powers to save America. So it's not really the same there, but someone else said something crazy. Dictator Trump is a legal Gestapo. True, Petra. Who said this, bro? Democrats, the party of weirdos, freaks, high-calorie women, and low-testosterone men. True.
So I at least appreciate the fact that he recognizes.
And it's not because your candidate lost that you did not contribute to them having a little edge towards winning.
Sure, I agree.
So even though we could say the same, what you did with Trump, is the same thing that Sharp did with Kamala.
Absolutely.
And
I mean, Kamala could come off smart, but you need her to come off relatable. You need her to be relatable to the entirety of America and the Midwest, which she was not. I mean, she's an effective politician in California. You can't say she, is not an effective politician, but she's a terrible national candidate. You can have candidates like that too. I mean, there's many examples of this, of someone that does good in their state, but would do terribly nationally, like a Mitch McConnell, or there's so many examples of that. Kamala was not built for 2025 politics. There is a reason she did that. She never got traction in 2020 either. She did terrible in 2020. She did laughably bad. There is a reason for that.
we have to, I think that if we understand that, even if she lost, he still gave her a little edge.
What's the difference though? The difference is this part of the internet branded themselves as being different from the mainstream, branded themselves as being authentic and willing to say taboos.
Yes.
True.
Shannon Sharp works at ESPN.
Yes, he can't go
He
there.
knows to toe the line.
He can't
and that's his brand.
He can't go there. Yeah.
That's the difference.
And
I don't expect anything from Shannon.
No.
I expect something from Joe Rogan. I expect something from the Flagrant podcast. I expect a different thing because they branded themselves differently. Even when they start to interview.
That's what you mean by you owe it to the public. You have a civic responsibility because of that.
Partially.
Okay.
Partially. I just personally think civic responsibility is about your community and your people. Like when I get in front of with a politician, I stand on stage with them. I am essentially having some kind of endorsement. This affects my community directly.
Mm-hmm.
I have a civic responsibility to my neighbors, the people who I don't pay for their bills and shit like that. But
okay, watch the debate. Kamala slayed Trump. She did fine, but Trump kind of destroyed himself in that debate. Kamala, I would argue, did terrible, hitting home at different points. Like when Trump said the cats and the dogs thing, Kamala just laughed and said that's extreme. She added to the idea Trump was a joke that couldn't be taken seriously. Instead of being serious and saying, what the hell is going on with this guy? Why is he talking about cats and dogs on the TV screen? Okay, Grandpa. Like, Kamala could have really destroyed that debate. She did fine, but Trump failed. Trump lost that debate more than Kamala won. I think another more effective politician would have made that the most memorable. That should have been the most memorable debate in American history, bro. The one with Trump. It should have been worse than Biden and Trump. Like it should have been something that we talk about nonstop. And Kamala, she just did not have that sauce for that moment. She just did not.
But the politics that I can really
I don't think you realize I have a responsibility
to
much
them
better
to make
that
sure
could have gone.
that I try not to just be considerate of what I need, right? Now, some people don't like civic responsibility. They don't give a fuck about other citizens. It's just their values or whatever. But like me, it's not that. Like me, I don't mind higher taxation, even though it fucking shafts me. But I also understand it's my civic responsibility to understand that this society helped my family have a chance based off of like certain programs and stuff like that. And so now that I have more, it's my civic responsibility to give back and to pay into the system. That's why I'm not trying to do some tax evasion scheme. That's why I'm not trying to run away now that I've made some money. It's like, no, because that's my civic responsibility. In that same token, if I'm going to help elect somebody and it's going to help me, but none of the civilians, then I'm abdicating my civic responsibility.
Isn't the definition of help. I think the problem is where they don't believe that they help is that when you help is you consciously help the person. You say, I'm gonna help that person.
All right, that's enough for me on this video. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, dude. Nice. Am I done? What time is it? 11:45. How long have I been going? 2 hours? I've been going 2 hours and 10 minutes, guys. That's not long enough, right? Let me check my phone. Make sure I didn't get any more likes or donations. Please drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. We need 3 more likes for 300. Really good three straight days of streaming. But like usual, yeah, thank you so much for the donations, guys. Really appreciate it. Like usual, when I pick my channel back up and start going crazy, I gotta travel for work. And it's gonna break up my flow. So my goal here is to be traveling and come back and go just as strong. You know? Just as strong as before, hopefully. Hopefully. Kamala destroyed Trump, okay? Just because she, like, Kamala did not do nearly as good as she should have done versus Trump. It should be a huge defeat. The most memorable debate in American history, probably. But Trump still got destroyed. As a virtue of Trump doing so bad, you know? Trump refused to even look her direction again. She was asking Trump to debate constantly. By the way, Democrats failing. Democrats should have been saying every single day, Trump, come debate me. Trump, come debate me. Why are you scared? Democrats should have pounded that home so freaking hard. Why did Democrats not do that, bro? Trump would have looked terrible. He was so scared. He did not want to talk to Kamala again. He would have done anything. He would have done anything to not debate her again. And Democrats let him get away with it. No confrontation. Democracy's dying, guys. Trump's a fascist. But we are not going to push the issue on him debating again. Why did Democrats not do that? Okay? Kamala made him look terrible. He made himself look terrible. I don't think she did amazing. She did good. But regardless, he looked terrible. Make him debate again. Hold his feet to the fire. They're big and tough. Don't be afraid of this. You know, we can't tell if she's black or Indian or whatever. This woman, this black, like she's not even a white guy. Like, don't let them back off it. If she's so inferior to them, make them prove it. Like, have another debate. Make them do more debates. They want to talk all that shit. Make them back it up. Why did Democrats not push the issue? It makes me so mad, bro. But that's why, like, Zohran Mamdani in New York, in the New York, Zohran Mamdani in the New York mayor primary, that mayoral primary for the Democrats, he went hard as shit, bro. His media strategy was crazy. His debating was aggressive. All Democrats need to take note, because it's crazy all the opportunities we passed up on. We passed up on so many opportunities. Please follow my page, drop a like and subscribe, comment. That was for TikTok, guys. That was for TikTok. I'm not going to lie. That was for TikTok. Usually, if I go on a rant like that, I'm planning a TikTok out. So I'm looking at the camera and I'm trying to think about how to make it 1 minute long. I want 1 minute of content for TikTok, to put TikToks up. So just so you know. Cloud said, oh, guys, you want to see your... Wait, here. Look at this really quick. Where is it at? Oh, wait, here. Let me add this. Browser 2. This. You see this, guys? You can see yourself now. Look at that, guys. You can see your own comments over my face. Say something mean about me, dude. Say something mean. Give me everything you got. Cool Bean! Cool Bean! Thank you for joining the supporter tier, Cool Bean. Yeah, guys, this is the time to donate. If you're going to donate, it's going to show up on the screen. Thank you, Cool Bean. Everyone shout out Cool Bean in the chat. Mamdani only promised free crap. That's why he was successful. Oh, Mamdani promised green stuff. Oh, not green. Free. I saw the word green. Cool Bean said green. Mamdani promised free stuff. Trump, we're going to deport 25 million people. We're going to tax other countries directly. We're going to have a utopia with 0 wars ever. Trump telling Walmart, hey, Walmart, the tariffs, eat them. Don't raise prices. Tariffs aren't even a real tax. Trump, we're going to eliminate the national debt. Raises the debt by a record high. Yeah. Imagine hating Trump in 2025. Imagine glazing Trump, bro. Imagine glazing Trump, bro. Chill. So for the stream setup, like, does it even help to have this on screen? Do people watch the actual screen? Because I feel like this just gets in the way if I had it on the bottom all the time. Of the actual chat that people use. Oh, what's going on here, bro? Yeah, I feel like it gets in the way. We want what? It's a lot? Yeah, I know it's a lot. Am I accepting calls? I might do one more. I can't handle that much more though. But yeah, if you want to donate to Jolah Politics, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Jolah Politics on the screen, my channel name. Please follow me on TikTok as well. I need support on TikTok. I'm getting roasted on TikTok. I need more TikTok followers. Jolah Politics on TikTok as well. Jolah Politics. Super chats, channel memberships, all that kind of fun stuff. Let me see. I might take another call. I don't know. I'm tired, dude. We'll look. We will look. There's a couple people that want to call. If you want to guarantee a call, you could donate $10. We don't need double chat, bro. Chill out, dude. It's just here for funsies. Jesus. Shut the hell up. Calm down. God. But you... What does this mean, bro? What does this comment mean? Bet you never debated Bison. Bison. I gotta go to bed. I'm not talking again. What does this mean? I bet you never debated Biden, cause you can't. LMFAO. What does that mean? Bet you never debated Biden because you can't. What the hell does that mean to you? Can you explain what that means? Please. I'm really just shocked right now. Jolah glazes Biden, yeah, and yes, and sure, why not? Who else can I glaze? Who else can I glaze, dude? FDT. Oh, we gotta rap a little bit. Let's make a rap about conservatives. I'm done taking calls, guys. I'm going to bed. You guys can go to bed too. Make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe. Join our Discord as well. We need people to talk in Discord. Go to Discord. I'll talk in Discord for a little bit. If you guys go chat in Discord, community chat, I'll hop in for a little bit if you guys want to chat. Free glazes. Here. This guy's a scam. Donate $10. Call me, bro. Yeah, I'm off YouTube for the night. Okay, go get off YouTube, you dumbass. I'm just saying, if you want to cut the line, you can do that. I'm just saying, you can donate to the show. Support independent media. Just saying. Just saying, bro. Just saying, bro.
CBS has abruptly canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert after 33 years on the air between Colbert and David Letterman. The network insists that the decision was strictly financial, but tonight there are growing calls from lawmakers for transparency, and the Writers Guild of America is demanding an investigation. All of this comes days after Colbert used his show to criticize CBS's parent company, Paramount.
Did I donate? What do you mean? Yeah, no one donated. You realize I can, you know, it's my show. I can take you or not take you based on the donation you give. I can do that. I can set that rule. But no one donated. It's just if you want to hop in front of the line, I have like 30 people at all times that want to call. You know, when you're a huge streamer with 700 viewers, then you gotta make decisions, bro. I'm just kidding. Okay. All right, guys. I saw you on Steven Crowder. Why do people think I'm on right-wing shows? Who are they seeing? Who are they seeing, bro? You have 200 viewers? Oh, I had 700 earlier before your dumbass showed up. You killed it. You killed the whole stream because you're so stupid, bro. You killed all my viewership. What the hell? Why do you do that? Why you do that shit? Why you do that, dude? Why you do that? Why you do that, bro? Why you do that? Thank you for watching. Have a good night, guys. Have a good night, guys. Wow. Wow. Liberalism. Liberal. Are you a liberal? Are you a liberal? I saw you on Tim Pool. I wish, dude. I would give Tim Pool a good kiss on the forehead. Beneath that little beanie of his. Beneath that little beanie. I would have flicked Tim Pool's bean. Your Google number doesn't work, kiddo. I gotta make a sign that says I'm not taking calls, bro. I gotta get a sign that says I'm not taking calls. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'm not taking calls right now. I'm not taking calls. Calls are done for tonight. Calls are done for tonight. No more calls tonight. Oh, come on, dude. Nice. It's not my fault, teammate. I was doing something. God. You guys suck.
Over its $16 million settlement with Donald Trump. Some suspect the settlement could be tied to a merger Paramount was trying to push through with Skydance. And Colbert openly called it a, quote, big fat bribe. And today we learned the head of Skydance was in Washington just this week pushing for Trump's FCC to approve the multi-billion-dollar deal. The nightcap is still here. Liz, you discovered Stephen Colbert. He was a correspondent on Good Morning America. Some would argue he was writing puff pieces. You stole him, put him on at the Daily Show. What is your reaction to all of this?
There is not a snowball's chance in hell there is not politics behind this. I simply don't believe it.
Stephen Colbert.
Because Stephen Colbert is a threat on many levels. Stephen Colbert is
He's
not
a threat.
only a brilliant satirist. Stephen Colbert is
He's
a
brilliant.
staunch Catholic Christian, wears
Catholic.
it, and brings the social justice piece coming from
Social
his
justice.
core. And every single night, he knows how to walk that line of humiliating Trump and the policies with the gravitas that the right cannot do.
Yes,
And,
Stephen
have you ever
Colbert.
seen them try to be funny? Gutfeld and that whole gang of garbage. It
Yes,
is like,
no one-
It is so not even close, and it's.
Yeah, dude. Isn't
I
Gutfeld
just
higher rated than
believe
Colbert?
that everybody is scared, and it's. And I know we're going to talk about it, but like when so many companies have to rely so much on mergers and Trump and all of that. The people who resonate the most oftentimes are the comics who can mix politics and humor and expose hypocrisy in that way that makes you feel smarter, makes you feel hopeful, and those two things are key, and that's the one thing he does.
You know, in my experience when I was a spokesperson on the other side of this and now in the hosting shows, I know that the reporters and the media organizations, they never want to make themselves a story. You know, people are very focused on, and rightfully so, you know, getting to the answers for their readers, for the audience. But I do think that the way the president of the United States has targeted media organizations with surgical precision is a key story
Have a good night. Go to
of
bed.
the second Trump administration. It is not a side story that like the press is a part of the story, because tonight, John, you've got Donald Trump posting that he loves the Colbert got fired and that other late night hosts are next. So is this a message?
Yeah, it's absolutely a message. He's taking credit for it, right? I mean, it's not like everybody's like, oh, what happened behind the scenes? And Donald Trump's basically doing an end zone dance and, you know, indicating to everybody he's the one that caught the ball and ran it down the sideline and probably threw it to himself. So, yeah, it's absolutely a message.
My teammates always leave me.
Of a free society. And you know, as an adjunct to that, I think
I'm a progressive Republican,
free
yeah.
press, very much in the same vein of that satire. You know, I would just say for journalists, like you have to like
Go
kind
to
of
bed.
put
Don't
blinders
watch me.
onto it,
I'm soaking up
and you
ad
just do
revenue
your
right now.
job
That's the only
and
reason I'm
report
staying
as
alive.
much as you can.
Yeah, all the
And,
ad revenue from all the conservatives.
you know,
You
without
can
fear or
leave.
favor. And you know, if the
You just
chips
leave.
fall in an
Simply
ugly
leave.
way, if reporting is stifled, if comedy is stifled, if dissent is stifled,
2v1.
it's not going to be because journalists back down. The journalists themselves, you know, again,
The media organizations, some of them different, yeah.
I want my $1 of extra
yeah,
ad
no, you-
extra
you-
ad
you
revenue.
don't
$1 is all I
listen
need.
to someone in power telling
If
you
you're not
not to
lefties,
write
what are you?
something because they don't like it.
I'm a progressive Republican.
You know, David
I'm a classical
Graham Charles
progressive.
writes in The Atlantic, and I'm a quote, institutions
Yeah.
that are willing to sacrifice
never
their
heard of that?
values for the government's favor are likely to end up
You
with
never
neither.
heard of that?
Oh, we definitely
This
need
is
to do
that parody clips channel.
At Dave
Come on.
Clips, yeah.
Let me
At Dave
win.
Clips.
Let me win. What? What's going on here, dude? Adam Schiff went on Colbert.
first guest
Oh
tonight.
yes. Wait, that gets you demonetized, huh? Yeah, guys, I'm just on here to get my $1 of ad revenue for the extra 5 people that watch when I'm on here. Conservatives that watch it by accident. So you guys should go to bed for sure. It's a little chat room. 2v1's too easy. 2v1, too easy. You're pretty AF. Thank you. Donate to me. 2v1, easy. I'll take 2 at once. Easy. 2v1, 2v1, easy. Oh, he blocked it. 2v1, easy. No. 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 I'm unemployed. Yes, I'm unemployed. Please, please, please. Go to bed. I'm telling. Everyone's in the chat when I'm on here playing games, not paying attention, saying I'm tired. Go to bed. Just go to bed. You can leave. You don't gotta stay on. Go to bed. You don't gotta. You don't gotta follow my schedule. Just go to bed. Vandred is gonna go sit in Tom's stream until 10 a.m. Do you stay until Tom's, or do you stay in the morning until the morning for Tom? Oh yeah. Wonder how many viewers are bots. I want to know how many viewers are actually AI bots that are watching me, commenting really mean things. Can you stop blocking my shot? You guys are meanie pantses, dude. Come on, dude. Y'all aren't fair. Y'all are not fair. No. $40 to 50% of the no profile of the chart are bots, probably. All right. I got my $1 of ad revenue for keeping my stream on. Did I miss one of these? No. Gold Bear donated. Thank you. Vote blue. Nice. Oh, Ruby's the angry one. Okay, I understand now. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great night. Thank you all the haters. Thank you, Ruby, for watching for 2.5 hours. Absolutely being pissed the entire time. It's respect when you are hating that aggressively, where you're just mad all night. You're just mad all night for no reason, bro. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. You're just mad. You don't gotta be. You could be doing anything else, but you're in my comment section mad, bro. In my chat mad. All right. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Waste of time. Why did you spend time here then? You're the one who wasted time, idiot. Idiot. Wait, Tom's not even live, is he? Is Tom Fullery live? Tom's not live, dude. You lied to me. How many subs am I at now? It's 28,021. Thank you guys. 28,000 subs. What a day. What a beautiful day. All right, guys. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Progressive Republican. I mean, Progressive Republican. Now it's just kind of progressive. I don't know. The names change a lot. Progressive conservatism. There's progressive conservatism as well. It means much of the same thing. It has different flavors. Teddy Roosevelt was a progressive. I mean, it's just whatever. All right. He's live at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. is crazy. Yeah, is Trump doing anything good? Trump is covering for Jeffrey Epstein pretty good. That's pretty strong showing he's given us, right? Shout out Trump for doing that. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Thank you.